Everyone? Oh my.
What was that?
I have no clue what that was.
Really far out.
I heard a ding.
That was startling. Sorry.
Scared the crap right out of me. Okay.
Everyone awake
Right
now?
in my intro. So, last time on Curse of the Vistani, we searched through a bag of holding and found quite a lot of goodies.
Yes.
You were able to figure out what all but 2 of the things that you found were, if I recall.
Yes.
And then you went and did the last quest that you had been given by the guild and managed to talk the Bell Gang out of extorting the merchants.
Yes.
Being honest with them about the fact that the guild was going to go after them.
Yes, they did not want to mess with the guild, so they said, screw it, we're leaving it alone right now. So then... oh, right, I do need to change the title, you're right. Shoot.
Another 53-month streak.
I might restart this then, so that it...
But it has the correct
Just
title.
do
correct title.
a chapter thing.
A chapter thing?
Mm-hmm.
Byron is. I don't have a clue.
We are on episode 6. Sorry, give me one
It's
second.
everything. Do you believe in magic?
Yeah, Meteor, I think if you change your category, it automatically adds a chapter to your VOD.
Yeah, when you change the game.
Okay. Alright. Alright. There we go. Alright, I won't bounce it then. Alright, so you talked the Bell Gang out of extorting the merchants. And then Lily and...
Not only did we
Sorry,
talk them into not extorting the merchants, we talked them into working together.
yeah,
Potentially.
Not.
potentially.
It was an option, but I think Son had also offered them work with the Thieves Guild, which they were more interested in.
Yes.
Yeah, it did.
And then Saflin and Son went on not a date with the leader, but
Hold on, she went on not a date. I just supervised.
yeah, you
Yes.
supervised. You went with her, so that's why it's a not
Moral
a date.
support. Not moral.
Yes,
moral.
A non-committal,
Moral.
not a date with no promises of future dates.
Right.
Correct.
Correct.
I like Morrow's support myself.
Yep.
Now I have to find Callan's stick.
Oh, also, I think we're ranked D adventurers now.
Yes, we
Yes, you
leveled
ranked
up.
the guild.
We're
and
no
have
longer
access to
F
better
rank.
quests.
We were E rank before.
Yeah, E rank.
Mhm.
And we didn't
Rank is
grab
not a
any new
member.
quests.
Because we had plans to leave and do stuff.
Right, we wanted to check out the leads that we had in Briar for the Vistani.
But I think we want to go to Newt first before we leave.
Yeah, we said we were going to
Yes.
go to Newt and get things prepared.
Yeah, I think our plans were to finish off the night in town, enchant the ring, so we have
Yes.
extra heals and everything
put spells in the Ring of Spell storing.
before we have our long rest.
Yeah, which
And
we need
then-
to pass that to someone.
I can, well, I'll be
Whoever
doing
wants
the
that.
heals. I could do the heals. Did we decide what other ones we wanted on the ring? I know we wanted heals.
I think that was the
I'm not
main
sure.
thing to put on it. That way someone that can't heal could hold on to it.
I think
be
we
able to
said
heal
there
too.
was one that Callan had that we were going to put on it.
Yeah, there was a spell that Callan's got.
Let's see. He had.
I think there was one I was thinking of adding to, depending.
Was it Thunderwave
For Callan, probably.
or Shield?
Shield.
Shield.
Yeah.
Definitely was shield.
Yeah, I just thought 2 of the levels can go towards him casting Identifying it, so we have one for later.
Ritual cast
Also,
Identify. Outside of
so
combat.
he could ritual cast that on both of the objects that you guys
Yes.
don't know yet.
I was going to ask about the pan flute and the bead necklace that we know were magical, but we don't know what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we passed our Arcana check. We know they're magic.
We just haven't recognized it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you guys, let's see, you guys got a couple of
Like, we have our
gems.
Wand of Magic Detection.
Yep.
Yeah, we have 2 minor gemstones from the bag that are to be determined as to what they are.
Yep.
We'll say they're pearls.
Okay.
Because he needs a pearl to cast it.
Okay, so he needs pearls for Identify, so they'll be pearls. Got it.
Yep.
Also, hello everyone.
Yes, hi everyone.
Grimly, that was the name of the boss.
Yes,
Right.
Grimly.
Not to be confused with Gimli.
Or Lord of the Rings. And dwarves. It still gets me. We have the cloak. We have the wand. I'm still missing my damn resurrection stone.
Well,
Yep.
we have a magical ring. It's just a ring of storing spells, but it is a ring.
Yeah, and the wand that we got.
The
from
wand
Magic
is the
Shop.
wand of magical detection. Yeah.
All right. So,
Yep.
did you guys want to do that before heading to bed for the night? I don't think.
Yeah,
you guys
use
actually
the
planned
spell
it.
slots that people had left to infuse the ring. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
what time would it be?
That way we're not starting down spell slots.
Yeah. Do it before the night ends. What time would it be in game right now? Like, would we have time to go talk to Newt before setting out in the morning?
Let's see. You guys, it was mid afternoon, like early evening ish. So you got plenty of time.
Would it be worth it going to talk to Newt now so we can leave straight away in the morning?
Yeah, you guys had talked about either doing that before going to bed or doing that after going to bed.
I thought talking to him was to get more info, which may change our plans, so it would have made more sense to go today. Instead
That
of
makes sense
when we're
to me.
leaving.
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask him for any information he might have on the groups and stuff, and if he has more up-to-date information, then our plans might change.
Or we might end up having to wait and prepare a little bit more in case he does.
Oh.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, Angel, I did not say thank you for the 53-month resub. I also, before we went live, I got 2 new followers, Library Mouse 81 and Minecraft Slayer.
Ooh,
I like the name Library Mouse.
Yeah.
Who is ultimately going to be holding on to the Ring of Spell Storing? Because it's an attuned item, so they will have to attune to it.
Mm-hmm.
So who wants that to wear?
Do they have to wear it right away, or are we able to put stuff into it first?
You can put stuff into it, but in order to actually use them, because the attuned wearer is the one that can use the spells that are in there.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Firebutt.
So whoever is going to want the spells after the fact are the one that we're going to want to attune to it. And it takes...
Well, while you guys are talking, Callan is going to cast Shield into the ring.
Okay.
So he's used
Okay,
up all of his
Aurora
spells.
can heal.
He's got 2 more.
Saflin can heal.
I'll do the heals.
Well, I'm thinking of who would actually need the ring to be able to do heals. So
I would say one of the non-casters,
yeah,
preferably.
Aurora, Saflin can heal.
It's only me and you that can't.
So yeah.
The only things I can cast are Dancing Lights and Fairy Fire, and that's it.
How do we...
So, question: once Kellen's done with the ring, can I put my 2 heals in?
Yeah. Yep, go for it. He's done.
Okay. So I'll just mark them off. So it's going to be Cure Wounds and Healing Word.
Okay. So that's 3 levels worth of spells now, right?
Yep.
Alright, someone's writing this down, right? Because I don't see a place to add it.
You should be able to add it on the ring itself if someone added the ring.
I have the ring in my inventory, it's just not letting me add stuff to it.
Aurora, Nihon's character, has 5 spells: Command, Compelled Duel, Cure Wounds, Divine Favor, or Searing Smite. If you guys wanted any of those.
Am I able to use spells from my staff of the woodlands to cast into it?
I don't see why not.
Because if so, I could give y'all bark skin.
Oh, that'd be a nice one.
Is that a first level spell?
It's a 2nd level.
Okay.
Is it limited to first level spells?
No, it just can't be a 0.
5 levels worth.
Okay.
Yeah, it just can't be a cantrip.
So that would take up...
it would take up 2 charges.
slots. Yeah.
Yeah. But
And
what
it
it
would
does is it makes its concentration spell, and until the spell ends, whatever creature that you've touched for it has an AC that can never be less than 16.
Right.
So it changes your AC to 16 for that hour.
I wish I could put a cantrip in there because I've got one that would be good.
I was thinking if we're using it as an oh shit button, we've got the healing, we have a shield, something that increases AC would go with that.
Well, I was going to say I'd recommend me for the ring, considering all the damage I've taken.
Right?
But Aurora and I are both up front, but my AC is already 16 or higher. So
yeah, but you could use it on another person because it's...
I was looking at everyone's AC over the course of the week, and Aurora's AC is 18.
That makes sense, considering what
That's
makes
nuts.
up your AC.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's a low 13.
Mm-hmm.
15.
I'm
and mine will
squishy.
be
less than 13.
Mine will be 17 in another level.
Because Callan's is 14, which I was surprised.
Can I suggest we give it to Callan? Because Callan normally gets the really good rolls.
But he's a caster, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Sort of.
He's not normally going to be near anybody to heal them.
He is an artificer.
Yeah, he won't be near anybody to heal them. He won't be near anybody to use bark skin on them. So maybe I just don't put bark skin in. So it doesn't sound like it's going to be super useful for our melee fighters who we're going to want to put this on.
I have a different suggestion if we want another level 1.
Okay.
I know we have shield, but I have shield of faith.
What's the difference?
It grants +2 to your AC for the duration of time. For
what does
10
shield
minutes.
do?
Shield negates anything once.
Because mine gives you +2 AC for 10 minutes.
Not quite.
An invisible barrier of magical force appears to protect you until the start of your next turn. You have a +5 bonus to AC, so it makes it a lot harder for anything to hit.
Shield.
It's a +5 versus a +2.
Especially magic missile.
The shield spell itself is a reactionary thing.
Right.
If you're about to be hit, if someone's rolled using your reaction to that, you can instantly increase your AC by 5, but that only lasts until the start of your next turn. It is purely reactionary, and it's literally just lasts that short amount of time. It's for
Where mine is 10
No.
minutes.
yeah.
Alternatively, I can drop Charm Person in it, and y'all get the advantage of my my Wisdom save.
Yeah, because
So
it is
it'd
from
still
whoever
it'd
casts
still be
the
a
spell
13.
into it.
They'd still have to roll against a 13 to save from it.
I have a random question.
Okay.
Would Luna or Mara be able to carry it?
No.
I don't think
No,
they would
it
have
has
Not
to be a
carrying.
person that can
Okey
attune it.
dokey.
It's an equipment and it's an attuned item.
Yeah.
It should be
So,
known
wait
for
a minute.
future reference. You can get equipment for your animals.
Yes, I do know that.
I didn't.
Would we be able to? I don't know. It has to be a prepared spell.
Yep.
Because I can always, if somebody picks up a spell, I can always do a prepared spell, and then we cast it the next night, if I have a slot to be able to do it.
What were you thinking?
Well, like I was trying to mean, I have access to anything on the druid and
Oh, gotcha.
cleric, so I can switch out a spell for the night.
Yeah.
And if I don't have that
You
used,
guys
I can.
have like 3 days before you get to where you're going to, so.
Yeah, but you said we have encounters on the way.
Yes, I did say you would be having encounters on the way.
yeah, I'm not finding where to add things to the ring, so just write the stuff down. For now.
I've written down.
Okay.
Okay. So, you also wanted Callan to identify a couple things, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so which one do you want him to identify first?
I think it was the necklace first.
Yeah.
All right. So, Callan takes the necklace and he casts Identify on it. And through this Identify spell, he discovers that it is a necklace of prayer beads. It has 2 Bless beads, 2 Cure Wounds beads, and 2 Branding Smite beads.
Prayer beads.
Okay, what were the... Sorry, brain. What were the beads again?
2 Bless, 2 Cure Wounds, and 2 Branding Smite. So you know what Cure
2
Wounds
bless,
does.
2 cure wounds, 2 branding smite.
Bless allows you to bless up to 3 creatures of your choice within range. Whenever a target makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or saving.
Which, if I remember
Dang.
correctly, Bless is a spell that I automatically prepare every day.
Ah, we could have gotten some really good rolls on that, but that's okay. That's fine.
Greater Restoration?
Greater Restoration or Windwalk or Planar Ally would have all been really good.
Mm-hmm. You guys already have tons of really good items, though.
Yep.
I mean, fair. That's fair.
Don't want to overpower us.
Greater Restoration is so good, though.
Maple.
Uh-huh.
That's alright.
Yes, let's
those
be
I've
Maple.
added.
The other one was Branding Smite. So the next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack before the spell ends, the weapon gleams with astral radiance as you strike. The attack deals an extra 2d6 radiant damage to the target, which becomes visible if it is invisible, and the target sheds dim light in a 5-foot radius and can't become invisible until the spell ends.
Okay.
Meteor, can you move items from my character to someone else's? Does that work?
No, I think you just have to delete them from yours and add them to someone else's.
Yeah, and that's the thing that we can't do with other people's characters. We can't change their equipment.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll basically have to copy what's in one to the other, and then
If there is a way to do that, I do not know how.
I think you have to unassign and reassign the character in order to do that.
I meant transfer items from a character.
Oh, you should be as DM be able to do that.
Just so you know, Meteor,
Mm-hmm.
the beads are a type, so curing, from that curing bead, you can cast either Cure Wounds or Lesser Restoration. You can choose when you use the bead.
Yeah, it does say it in the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only one that gives you option. All the others are
at
specific.
Second level or Lesser Restoration.
So it's Cure Wounds or Lesser Restoration.
Yeah, for that.
And the
bead.
necklace has to be worn by the person to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it an attuned item?
It is.
Yes.
And only you or Aurora can attune it.
Yeah, it's a cleric, druid, or paladin, so it's you or Aurora.
And pretty much it's freebie spells.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing
So
it would probably be a good one for me then.
In so that you know the information for it.
You're already all about healing, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
See,
So
I was going to
that's
recommend the
yours.
ring that we're putting healing and stuff in on either me or Aurora, because we're up front, we're more likely to be hurt. And Aurora has some healing, but not a ton.
Mm-hmm.
But if
Lily,
you give...
what are you wanting transferred?
The necklace of prayer beads and the ring of spell storing.
So if you give the necklace
because I'm
to
not
Aurora,
going to be wearing either of those, so they need to go to someone else.
then Aurora would be able to heal himself more than
I can
what he
move the
currently
necklace out of the bag of holding if it's easier for you to find that way.
You would just delete it yourself, fire off your character sheet.
I don't see a way to transfer it to another person, so...
No.
There's supposed to be a way for a DM to basically give the players items in D&D Beyond, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head.
I can give items, but I can't, move it from one to another.
Gotcha. Okay.
I can move it to your different, backpacks and things.
Yeah, he has access to your character sheet as if he was you.
Okay. But so whoever wants that
just needs to put it on themselves.
And I guess once we use a bead, does it disappear or just what happens?
It can't be used until the next dawn.
Yeah.
Oh, so
the
they're
charge
reusable.
is used up until the next dawn.
Yep. It's just if something happens and you break it, as in you remove a bead itself from it, the bead is no longer magical. But as long as they stay connected, they're reusable. They refresh every day.
It's in the description, but here's the relevant bit.
Yeah.
I missed the part that they could be reused again. I just thought you removed it to use it.
Nope.
There was me here thinking he wasn't making us OP.
Well, he's still not. It's still limited.
I know.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying it gives a little bit of extra healing. And that's
and
why
you
I think
can
it
use
would be good
all
for Aurora.
And you can use all 6 in a day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess would be better for Aurora.
Yeah, if a bead is removed from the necklace, that bead loses its magic. So yeah.
You just have to
what's the
touch
point of
the
removing
bead
it?
Well, it's more of if someone strikes at the necklace and damages
Not
the string
just
and
that.
you lose a bead, etc.
They are beads and stones. Citrine,
they're
coral
precious
jade,
gems.
they're worth money. So if you go on hard straits, you can sell the stuff. But...
True.
Yeah, you could sell the stones, somebody could attempt to steal them, things like that. Because it is an equipped, attuned item, so it will be visible if worn.
Yep.
So here's the question then. If we're giving the necklace to Nihon so he can heal, should the ring maybe go to Firebutt so he can heal?
Yeah.
That's
my
what I
thought.
was thinking. Because...
Give one to each of them so they have healing on themselves on a
Lilia
pinch.
already has a ton of healing.
I have 4.
Well, compared
if possible.
to me,
add the item onto Nihon.
but it gives cure wounds, not the other one. So cure wounds is up close and touch personal, which you're trying to avoid. And so I don't think it would be as beneficial to you as it would to maybe Nihon. And you two are the only options of
Yeah, we
who
want
can
our
use it.
close quarters people to have that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that would give him a little extra oomph for healing, because right now he has his basic spells, which you don't have many of, and lay on hands.
Hey, what about this pan flute? We got sidetracked.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, I have it in his. We'll need to remind him what is on the necklace, though. So the pan flute. So Callan uses identify on the pan flute, and he reveals it to be a pipes of the sewer.
Okay, Pied Piper.
Yes.
Control
so-
rats.
That's what we
Yes.
got. Okay.
A very important thing about this: it does not create rats. It
it uses
rats from
existing
the
rats.
vicinity. Yes. So if there are no rats, then nothing will come, and you will use up the playing of the day.
Well, it does work within half a mile. There's always rats.
So
Why do I get the feeling there's going to be a giant rat like in Overlord? What was his name? Hamsker? Okay, who's getting
It's
the
a hamster.
pamphlet?
Yeah.
It looks like a rat.
Still a rodent.
it would need to be someone proficient with a pan flute, I believe.
With the
Well,
pipes, yeah.
I
That
can
would
change
either-
out my proficiency and stuff.
And
I have
you're stuck
proficiency in
with what
pan
you know.
flute.
Yeah,
some-
I think
some-
only me and the bard do.
Yeah.
No, I've got the Whispers of the Dead. I can change out a proficiency every time we rest.
Yeah, but if you switch out your proficiency again, you lose the attunement to it.
Yeah.
Nah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, you keep it. I put the stuff that's on the necklace in the chat for Roll20.
The pamphlet's probably better off going.
So I can remove that out my inventory now.
Okay.
And then Ring of Spell Storing.
Hey,
Somebody wrote that down. And we can put that on Fire Down. Right?
I will happily accept.
I think that was the discussion, right? Nihon gets the beads and you get the ring? Or was it vice versa?
No, that was right. Nihon gets the necklace, Firedale gets the ring, and you get
Okay,
the
so
pamphlet.
Firedale just needs to have the ring added to his items.
Okay, I will add that.
So Ring of Spell Storing.
I'm just going to leave Nihon messages with things.
Yep, and you will need to, in your equipment, equip it and then also attune it. Which
When we
takes
rest,
typically
an hour.
short or a long rest, depending, yeah. Short rest is an hour, I believe. So basically attune to that overnight.
Yep.
And then, Nene, you said you'd put down what spells y'all put in the ring for Firebutt?
I already have it written down.
Okay, so you can give Firebutt that information. And I will remove the ring from my inventory. Awesome. Do you want the pan flute or should I keep it?
You have a better charisma score than I do.
Yeah, we said you.
So it would probably benefit you a lot more because if push comes to shove with it, you're much more likely to be able to do the pushing.
Fair enough. Let's see. Pipe of the sewers. Okay. And did anybody in particular want the Wand of Magic Detection? While we're passing things out?
That would be a you thing or a Kellen thing.
Yeah, it'd be a Callan's.
Wouldn't it also be a me thing?
No.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who uses it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's got 3 charges. They renew at dawn.
Which item?
Because don't forget, I have
the
magic
Wand
detect
of Magic
as well.
Detection. It's not a tune. It's just a wand. You hold it, you spend an action to use a charge. It casts the Detect Magic spell.
Oh, that's nifty.
We roll at dawn to see how many charges we get back. It's a 1d3. So we're not guaranteed to get all the charges back the next day, but you'll get at least one.
Yeah, I'm used to old versions of D&D where you had to be able to cast the spell yourself. In order to use it.
Firebutt, why wouldn't I be able to use it then? I have Detect Magic as a spell.
I didn't know you had Detect Magic as a spell.
Yeah, I do.
Regardless, it's not as necessary on people who have Detect Magic as a spell because it does the same thing.
I know, I was wondering why I wouldn't be able to use it if I have the spell available.
I didn't know that you had that as a spell.
Yeah, I do.
Meteor, put it on Callan.
Okay. I'll put it on Callan.
Callan does seem to usually go ahead.
I think
let him do it. All right. So I think that's all the magical items distributed now. I think we're good.
Yep. We just need to
wait, the robe of useful items. Who wanted that?
I think we were saying to give that to Firebutt.
Okay. So Firebutt's gonna need that also.
Really? What have you done, Banana?
What do you mean?
She called me Firebutt.
Is that
Every
anything
time I've done
new?
it the last 5 minutes. No, I will still interchange. It's fine.
Okay, so about that information, Banana, do you still have the full list of everything that's in the robe and the ring?
I never had it.
Tap down. I do have that. Because that I can actually add to the item.
Yeah, I'm about to add it.
Yeah, we've got 2 daggers, 2 bullseye lanterns, 2 steel mirrors, 2 10-foot poles.
I can only type and click so quick. I've got lanterns.
Just copy and paste the thing into Discord.
Yeah, I'm about to try to display it, if it'll let me.
How would you display it?
I'm trying to see if it'll let me display the contents.
Did you already put them in it?
Yes. Like, it says the robe has 2 of each of the following patches. So, start with those, and then the additional other patches are the things that Meteor told us previously.
Meteor's stream died.
Which?
Meteor's voice died.
Yeah.
I think Meteor's gone.
We lost our GM.
Okay.
He's on his way back.
Shield, cure wounds, healing word.
It's what we have on it so far.
So all the normal items, and then we had patches for horses. We had 2 horses as patches.
Oh, are we going to use those to get to Briar, or are we going to find somewhere to hire a horse?
I think hire because we have to pay to board a horse and feed a horse and all that shit right now.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Getting my... full list here. What?
It's just me, eardrop.
Okay, it's dropping to come back. I had the other patches in the item, but I'm not seeing them in there now. I remember some of them, so.
Did he type it somewhere?
I believe he put it in the chat. Like I think he put it in the Discord.
Okay,
I think he wrote it down when he did it.
Horse. Yep.
Because we know there were 2 horses for sure.
I found it.
Okay, good. Yep. Yeah, the bag of 100 gold, wooden ladder, 10 gems worth 100 gold each, silver coffer worth 500 gold, a rowboat, portable ram, 4 potions of healing, a magic window, another wooden ladder, 2 riding horses with saddlebags, and 2 more wooden ladders. So we have 4 ladders. Nice.
I guess we're moving up in the world?
Yep. 4 ladders and a lot of money. So, yep.
Yep.
Alright, so we'll be waiting on Meteor to come back when he can.
Yep, because we can't do anything without our GM.
Yeah, because he's fully offline now, and he wasn't before, so. Maybe he's resetting router? Maybe? I didn't see any comments from him in his stream chat.
One, 2, 3, 4 letters.
Oh, I need to mute for 1 moment. Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
Am I back?
Yes.
Yep, welcome back.
Welcome back.
About that. Melody and her mother are doing electrical work upstairs, and they decided to turn off the breaker that has our internet on it.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
So...
That was bad.
GG.
Yeah. So I am going to restart my stream, give a brief recap of what happened last time, yada yada.
Yep.
And then we'll move on.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. I'm back, everyone. Sorry.
Welcome back.
No need to picnic.
The internet went out for a minute. So everything's good now. For the video, I'm just going to do a quick recap. So welcome back, everyone. Last time we went through a bag of holding, got a bunch of awesome items, of which we just identified before my internet went out.
And distributed.
The last 2 items, a Pipes of the Sewer and a Necklace of Prayer Beads.
Yes.
And they also finished the last quest given to them by the guild and ranked up in the guild. And now we are prepping to go on a journey.
Well, I think we're going to go see Newt first.
Okay.
Lily had to mute for a minute, so.
Okay. So you're going to go see Newt. You want
Would
to
make
wait
most
for Lily,
sense.
or just go now?
We'll drag her along behind us.
Okay.
Yep.
She's looking at flowers.
So you guys make your way from the guild back out of town and over to where Newt was. And as you get to the area, you can't find him. He seems to not be there anymore.
He's a tree. He couldn't have got very far.
He's a tree ent.
He can walk.
He can walk.
All right, I'm back.
It seems like he has moved from the area, and you're not sure where.
Apparently, we have a disappearing tree ent.
Wait, don't we have a thing where you can locate something?
It's an
yeah,
item.
I can locate. Where's my spells? Sorry, my grandmother called me. I had to see what was up. She never calls me.
No problem.
Oh. All right, I have locate animals or plants, and I have locate object. I don't necessarily know if that lets me locate a person.
Yeah, I don't know if either one of those would.
I don't think that qualifies.
Locate plant.
Specific kind of beast or plant. So.
Okay.
A tree
if
ent.
he's a beast, that also counts. Yeah.
What's the range on it?
It is.
Not very far.
Yeah, it's within 5 miles, if any are present.
5 miles? Okay.
Yep. And it's from the
And
staff.
she has a very specific one in mind, so it will find specifics instead of every Trent.
Yeah. Yeah, Trent named Newt within 5 miles, and it'll take 2 charges off of my staff, which only has 4 charges.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, we're going to say he is not within 5 miles.
So I've tried it. It didn't work.
Right.
Okay.
Well.
He has left the area.
And obviously, I'm guessing Mr. Satyr is gone too.
Yes, the Satyr is gone with him.
Yeah, I don't believe we would have an object or something that we would know of on them to check for, which
my question
is a much bigger range.
My question was going to be more like, would Taldir be there waiting for Newt to come back? And we could poke at Taldir and ask where he was, but okay. He went with Newt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well then.
Taldir doesn't really leave Newt's side.
Figured.
On.
So.
Well then.
Right. A treant is a plant creature,
yep.
So locate plant should work. Okay. But it would tell you the location of the nearest treant, not a specific.
If that's how locate plant works.
She did not find one within the range.
Yeah, kind.
May I interrupt, please?
Sure. What's up?
Hi, Melody.
The breaker that
So, the breaker that they shut off before was not the one they needed, and so they're not sure if the one that they need is going to shut it off again.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
If it does, they'll do a quick swap back to... Cause we just plugged it in a different outlet that wasn't off, so if it shuts off again, they're going to do a quick swap, so it shouldn't be down for long this time.
Okay.
If it goes down at all. Anyways.
We'll keep fingers crossed.
Sorry for the interruptions, viewers.
It's all good. So I guess at this point, go back to the guild hall and chill out until tomorrow?
Yep.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
Yeah.
Get your spells back.
My plan first is to do some reading of my books that I lent out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play fetch with Mara and Callan. Because we don't need to sleep that much.
I think I'm going to do some reading on Rowan's book so I can become more familiar with things. More proficient, right?
Okay. Yes, you can do that. I'll have you roll a d20 to see how much you learn in the night. Just a straight up d20.
I perform a do a performance in the tavern before sleep also after that.
Oh, great.
Like that?
13? All right. You learn decently. So, let's say... So you get some good knowledge from that. You haven't leveled up your skill yet, though.
Okay.
Hi, Abby. They left the door open, didn't they? So now you're here.
Yes.
All right, and
Abby.
go ahead and roll performance. Saflin.
I'm also activating
16.
Song of Rest as part of it.
Okay. What does that do?
Which means if me or any friendly creatures who can hear my performance regain hit points at the end of a short rest by spending hit dice, they get extra hit dice.
Ooh.
So if anybody's hurt.
Well, you guys are gonna do a long rest, I believe.
No, but it's just if I don't use it, I'm never gonna remember to use it.
Yep. All right. So you give a beautiful performance with a 16. The tavern is enthralled by you. You even
use enthralling performance.
You even get a tip from someone.
Woo!
A gold piece.
Nice.
Okay. So then you guys go to bed and sleep the night away.
So long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Meteor.
Yes.
I have to ask something real quick.
Go for it.
There's a magic window listed in the robe patches.
Yep.
I can't find that anywhere.
I'm not sure if you can actually search for that. You might just have to write that one in.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the doors. They're not going to show up in the inventory list.
They're not specific magic items that you can add to your inventory. You just have to write it and remember that they're there.
Okay.
I'm going to roll for how many charges the Staff of the Woodlands gets back.
Okay, go for it. You used up 2 slots, I believe.
So, in theory, I get both 2 back.
Okay. Perfect. So you all have your spell slots back. You have a ring that's now prepped.
With a
Talon
few
has
spells.
your magic detection wand. Who is wearing the robe of useful items? Or are you
Firebutt.
even wearing it at all? Okay.
That is Firedale.
Perfect. And Aurora has the necklace on.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are ready to set out on your journey.
Yep.
So on the map, you can see the path that you guys would be taking up there. So
should we go ask May where we can rent some horses? And maybe a cart?
Yeah, we need horses and a cart.
Sure.
Because I'm assuming that would be a good person to ask where we can go.
Yeah, you would be able to ask her. Lily, do you have that? Oh.
Whoa! That did sound good.
Abby just fell off the desk.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Okay.
You have the spreadsheet with prices for
Yeah.
what a horse would cost.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many horses are you guys wanting?
I can ride on the back of Mara, so I'm not bothered.
I definitely can't ride on Luna. I'm thinking 2 would be adequate for a carriage.
You're wanting a
Would
carriage
1.
too?
Or a wagon or something. Because are we going to walk the whole way? Wouldn't taking a horse cut down the time?
Yeah.
So are we borrowing a horse and carriage, or are we actually trying to see if we can get passage?
Renting or buying?
Or getting a ride with someone else who's already going that way.
Correct.
Or that.
We could always ask the merchants.
Mhm.
We did kind of
So
help
you wanted
them
to
out.
ask May, and
So
she
if
directs you to a place that sells and rents horses and carriages and stuff.
The NPC hired help tab has typical pricing for like cabs and things like that.
Okay.
And then mounts and vehicles has if we actually wanted to obtain horses.
Right.
Well, why would you want to obtain horses when we could just pull them from the patch?
Correct.
I was going to say you can. I
We
believe you can
were
get two
trying
horses
to
out of
rent
the
so that
pack.
we didn't have to maintain horses.
Yep.
Okay. So you're wanting to rent. So how much did that say it cost, Lily?
Okay, so coach cabs between towns are 3 copper per mile for base pay. Depending on the town, that might be more or less expensive if it's more dangerous.
All right.
And then if there's any kind of toll for the road, that would be an additional copper, typically.
So how many miles is it from where we are to Briar?
Meteor gets to pick.
Good question.
Where are we?
You're in Rockfort and you're getting to Briar, which you can see on the map. And there is a kind of scale thing at the bottom left corner. 3 DNY. Is that day, night, something? So you guys would be taking the road, I believe. So we'll say it's 10 miles. I don't know.
10 miles isn't that far, is it?
Or I am so bad at guesstimating distance. Yeah, it's probably farther than that. Yeah, 10 miles would not be far at all. We'll say it's like 100 miles then.
Well, that thing is 11.8 feet. So 2 of those. A little bit over 2 of those, so about 2.5. 2.5 of the 3 DNYs. So Meteor, what's a DNY?
I'm guessing day-night.
Day-night.
All right.
And
So
1, 2, 3, 4. Do you see the black and white boxes at the end?
Mm-hmm.
Is that day, night, day, night?
I'm guessing it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Library
day,
mouse.
Night, day, night, day. Yeah.
Library mouse said 100 miles would be roughly 5 days worth of travel at normal pace on horseback.
Okay. We're gonna say it's a 3-day journey to get there. That's what I was planning, so that's what we'll say.
That's what it is. There you go.
1 encounter a day. Got it.
So roughly 75 miles then?
Yeah. Sure.
It's 3/4, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
75.
Thank you, Library Mouse. Library Mouse is actually one of my DM friends, so.
Yeah. Library Mouse is a library of information.
Yes.
Ha ha ha.
She is very experienced with D&D, so.
Okay.
She knows her
Very
stuff.
useful.
So 75 miles, you said 3 copper per mile? Right?
As a base price, yes.
Okay.
You can make that more expensive as you see fit if it's a dangerous area that's being traveled through. Swankier carriage, stuff like that. It's a starting point.
So that would make it 225 copper.
For just one horse? Or is that for...
2.4.
So that is for...
It's for essentially a cab service.
Yeah, a cab service.
Oh, to hire somebody to take us there.
Correct.
Or to hire... just to get it, and then you take it yourself. And then check it in at the destination. I know there was a money conversion thing somewhere.
So 16 of whatever a DNY is.
Radiation one, and I can't find it anywhere.
I can't either. I've Googled all over.
Okay, so divided by 5.
I think Meteor put it in.
Right, 10. So it'd be 4.5 silver to get there with it.
That's not that bad.
That's not that bad.
Is that renting a carriage or a horse?
The carriage.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you think that's too cheap, you could make it per person.
I think that sounds perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, remember a person normally works for a week and gets, a silver. So
yeah,
that's a lot of money comparatively. Adventurers just usually have a lot more laying around.
I think that's a good option.
I think that's our best bet.
So 4 silver, 5 gold.
Now, is that hiring somebody to take us there, or is that us navigating our way there with the
That is
rental?
you guys navigating your way.
Okay. Who wants to drive a carriage?
Somebody's good with forest and animals.
I've got an animal handling of +3.
Yeah, mine's only a +2.
What is yours,
+2.
Banana?
+2.
Really?
Wow. All right, so...
Well, she is more cleric than druid.
Rolls
I can speak with the animals if I have to. I can speak with the animals if I have to.
I was going to say I would like to read while we're driving.
Go for it.
And if it helps any, they should be pretty well trained since this is what they're used to.
Yeah, because they're rentals. So
I'm staying on Morrow.
Most people...
Okay. Average.
Hold on. Most people would say this is where you take 10. You don't roll, you just tell the DM it's a 10 because we're not stressed or anything.
Like, is there enough room in the carriage for 2 people to sit up front, basically?
Yeah.
Then can I sit up front with San and Morrow and assist?
Yeah. Well, we'll just say you did with a 9. That's already decent. So
I thought Pika said she was going to ride Morrow, not be in the carriage.
I'll drive if you want to read. Morrow could probably just run along next to the carriage or sit in the back with you.
Yeah, the animals would probably have fun running next to it or walking next to it.
I imagine Morrow trying to attack the wheel.
I want to try and power read through and learn shit.
B-Top says he'll drive.
Okay, B-Top.
I don't know if I trust his driving.
Yeah, now travel speed is generally 40 feet.
Have you seen him with his racing games? No, he has a habit of crashing into things. I don't know if I trust his driving.
So let's go ahead and get this moving along.
Yep.
Okay.
So, you guys leave the town of Rockfort, and
who's paying for it first? Don't we need to pay for it?
Yeah, whoever rented it needs to pay for it.
I believe the Bag of Holding currently has our community undivided money in it.
I can do it.
Okay.
Just how much am I subtracting here?
4 silver, 5 gold.
Okay.
No. 4 silver, 5 copper.
All right. 4.
Yeah, 5 gold. Holy crap.
Oh, yeah, you're... Hang on. No. I'm sorry. I said that wrong. When I was saying silver before, I was thinking platinum.
I hope not.
I was definitely wrong. So it was 4 gold, 5 silver is what it actually was. My bad.
For 3
Or what I
copper a
would have
mile, how
thought it
many
would
miles
be.
is it?
Honestly, that's more of what I was expecting.
It was 225 copper, which breaks down to 4 gold, 5 silver.
No, 225 copper
No,
breaks down to 2 silver and 25 copper. 100 copper and a silver.
100 copper.
Or 10. Let me look.
What do you?
Yeah, 5 copper equals 1 silver.
Where do you see that?
And then 10 silver equals 1
No.
gold.
10 copper equals 1 silver.
Meteor, go to the last tab of the document that I gave you.
Is your document doing something weird for money?
Mine says 10 copper to 1 silver. So
yeah.
Mine has those numbers.
The only weird one is Electrum, which we tend to ignore.
And there's a little convert box where you can just put it in.
10 copper is 1 silver, so I did that wrong.
Yeah, so 22 silver and 5 copper.
5 divided by 10 is 22 silver.
And 5 copper.
Yeah, 5 copper. Yep. Okay. 22 silver, 5 copper.
So again, it's all by tens. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, except Electrum. Electrum's the weird one.
I googled the exchange rate and it told me wrong. It said 5 copper to 1 silver.
Meteor, last tab of the document that I have has a money converter with the table.
Yeah.
You can also look at the currency thing on any of our character sheets.
Yeah, it uses the same table.
Yeah, Electrum's a weird one because it's 5 silver to an Electrum. So an Electrum is half a gold.
I don't think I saved the table, Lily.
Just remember tens, Meteor. I thought it was hundreds, but it's tens.
Here, let me revise that link that I put in the Discord so that you can edit. That way you can use the converter.
It's 100 copper to a gold, is what I was thinking.
Right, there we go. All right. Sorry, viewers. Now that we have the money for the cart
Same
settled,
link, we're good.
We have made our payment.
10 copper is 1 silver, 10 silver is 1 gold, 10 gold is 1 platinum. Yes.
All right, so it was, what was the total again?
22 silver, 5 copper.
Yeah, 22 silver, 5 copper.
Swish.
Swish.
All right, got it.
Just showing
Subtracted
my
from bag, got it.
inexperience here.
It happens. I got confused too. I was thinking hundreds, so.
All right, so you guys hop in your carriage and head out. And for the for the first day of travel,
I want to read.
What? Yeah,
I want to read.
You read along the way. Nothing of note happens during the first day. It is getting late into the evening. I assume you guys are going to set up camp somewhere?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
All right, so you pull off the road.
Yeah, I'd like to be keeping watch as we travel going forward.
Yes.
For any bandits or anything?
Yep, just along the road.
All right.
We forage for food.
Do I roll for what I've learned again?
Sure, go ahead. Well, we'll have you do that at the night. So,
okay.
So you pull off the road, find a nice little clearing that's got a nice area where you can set up camp. And you guys set up a nice camp, a fire, a couple tents. And
who's doing sleeping rotation?
Hunting trap.
Don't need to sleep.
I figured Callan and Pika would probably be staying up since they only meditate 4 hours.
Yeah, we'll do shifts.
Aurora would take the first one because Aurora's the only one that can't see in the dark.
Yeah, and Callan will do it too.
Yeah, and we talked about it.
Callan are out there together.
We talked about it briefly at the end of last session, how long rest works with watches.
Yep.
Like, you're allowed to have 2 hours of watch per long rest, and you have to spend 6 hours actually sleeping.
Right.
For it to count.
And for elves, you don't even need that.
Right. Elves need 4 hours of a long rest.
Right. Okay, so you guys set up camp. Aurora and Callan are at the fire. Are the rest of you just going straight to bed? Telling ghost stories?
I'm just gonna go lean against
If we're worried about danger and
I want to
keeping watch, it's usually best to get your rest when you should.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's pretty dark out at the moment, so.
Yeah.
I would like to set a hunting trap a little bit toward the edge of where we're camping.
Okay.
Because I have one in my inventory.
Do I roll
What's
for...
What's the hunting trap do?
I guess she's trying to catch something to find something to eat.
Basically, yeah. When I've set it,
like a snare.
It's like a bear trap almost.
Okay.
It snaps shut when something steps on it.
All right.
And it's affixed by a heavy chain to an immobile object, like a spike. And a creature that steps on it has to succeed a DC 13 Dex saving throw or take 1d4 damage and stop moving.
Okay.
It's a snare trap, essentially.
Mara, Luna, don't go near.
All right. So you set up your trap, and you all
point it out to the group so they all know where it is, so nobody steps on it in the middle of the night.
Ooh, what's this button do?
Yeah, Curio
on the off chance someone
that.
tries to sneak up on us, they might land on it if they have trouble seeing, maybe. But otherwise, we might just have food in the morning.
Yep.
All right. So
and I roll for my learning?
Sure, go ahead. 11.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Yep.
No level
up? You learned approximately that.
No level up yet.
Okay.
It's going to take several nights for any kind of level up. All right. So you all lay down. Aurora and Callan take first watch.
I snuggle up with Luna.
You all are sleeping peacefully.
I snuggled up with Tail.
Then you guys get woken up by a girlish scream.
Callan's in trouble.
Is that Callan?
So
Son, why isn't Morrow watching Callan?
Morrow was asleep.
You guys get up and see what's going on?
If it wakes us up, that's the thing to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So you go out, and sure enough, it was Callan that screamed.
Naturally.
And he's just like, spider!
Oh, great.
There's a little spider, little tiny spider, that's snuck up on him and was like on his shoulder.
I'm gonna go ahead and dig out the staff of the woodlands.
Staff of the woodlands?
Yep.
Okay.
I got 2 options here. I can either talk to the spider or I can make friends with the spider.
Yep, spiders are animals.
They count.
Yep, they are beasts.
I'm gonna speak with the spider. I'm gonna talk to it.
Spider.
Yeah. Might want to take it off Callan's shoulder before he freaks out again.
Oh, he flicked it off.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Make sure it's just a spider.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, so you're talking to the spider?
I will work on going back to sleep.
What do you say to the spider?
Sorry, friend. He is easily frightened. Are you okay?
Let's see.
And we just hear chitter, 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 chitter.
So
yeah, I gained the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate for the duration. Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, it's that.
When you say that to him, he replies with, "Die."
Okay, he's not friendly.
I would like you all to roll initiative. As Actually, I'm going
As I
to...
shout out, he's not friendly, you guys.
Sorry, before...
If only you'd done the other
before the
spell.
initiative happens...
I've already rolled.
Yeah, that's fine. I need to roll something.
I hate spiders.
So that. So as the spider says, "Die,"
Its mama comes along.
a giant glop of web hits Callan.
Oh, great.
Are we sleeping under a spider nest?
And he is now
Check the area.
coated in some sticky web that has him restrained.
By the way, per that spell that I cast, I can comprehend and speak to animals for 10 minutes. It's not a specific animal.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys rolled initiative.
Melody's smacking the spider.
Let's see. Curio. Aurora got an 11. Sun got a 19. Nice. Curio gets an 11.
Man, I'm rolling low.
Saflin gets a 15.
Try me.
I was ready.
Callan.
Oh, do I? No, I don't have to roll for Luna.
An 8.
Yeah, he said from now on, same.
Yep.
Your turn, then their turn.
Yep.
Yep, and I'm assuming our map's going to change in a minute for combat. We'll see.
It will.
Are these going to be poison spiders?
Oh, they roll. The enemies rolled pretty badly, so. Lilia. What was Lilia's?
That's
5.
good for us.
5.
A hunting trap, right?
So now we will.
Oh, we got a giant spider.
Over to the map.
Arachnophobia warning. Arachnophobia warning. Please be advised, chatters. Arachnophobia warning.
What about players?
I hate spiders.
Me too.
Giant spider. Do we have Aragog?
I don't have anything revealed at the moment. Hang on.
Yep. It's black screen. Black map.
It's probably Aragog.
It's Fog of War.
Aragog and Mosag? Her name's Mosag, right? His wife?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
What's the spider from Lord of the Rings?
Not a clue.
I don't even know if it has a name.
I don't remember that either.
I gotta look this up.
Shelob.
Oh, yeah.
Or
that is the one
Shelob.
from
I forget how to pronounce
Shelob.
it. I read it before movies, and I don't remember
There we go.
how I used to pronounce it.
I hate spiders. I hate you, meet you.
Okay. Well,
It's
I get
okay,
to hear
these
them.
spiders hate you too.
Alright.
There's one
It's
problem
that
with
fun
this
thing
map.
because of my beak thingy. If I insult them, they'll understand it.
Don't insult them.
Alright.
I'm that with vicious mockery, but okay.
Before you do,
21.
Meteor,
Uh-huh.
can I move Luna so I can actually be snuggling her? Because she's away from me right now. She's supposed to be with me.
Sure. Yeah, move where you guys think you would be.
I'm snuggling Luna. All the kitty
I'm
snuggles.
fine with where I am. I don't have an issue with this.
Yep, she did.
And Callan is restrained. Mosag was Aragog's wife.
There you go.
His mouse, library mouse.
Yes.
And I would have
Yay.
been close to the fire, but not so close that. Yeah.
So.
Okay, I'm over here. Where's Aurora?
I'm gonna pull up my notes real quick.
Yeah, where's Aurora?
Yeah, you didn't put Nihon's character.
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh.
Yeah, he's there.
Okay, and then Callan. Okay.
Me and Morrow are down here.
Oh, you guys are not down there. You guys were around.
Yeah, she said she was.
She said she was going to sit in a tree.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you? Oh, I missed
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I missed that. Okay. All right. So 3. All right. So
feet of dark vision.
first action of
As long as the battle don't take 10 minutes, we're good.
Yeah.
Is going to have.
Where's the spider?
Yeah, where
We
is
will
the
find
spider?
out shortly.
Hang on. I need to give them a background because they are very hard to see at the moment.
Oh, I see them.
Oh, so they do
There's
exist.
one.
Oh, wow. They're little bitty.
Oh, wow, yeah.
They're still giant spiders, though, and there's one.
Oh, look at all the spidery webs around.
Yeah.
Yep, and there's one.
They look like black widows.
See, this is why we're supposed to watch where we stop at on the road before we stop there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, no one checked.
I
tried
3.
to, but you ended the movement before I could. I was trying to do perception while we were driving, but you were like, nope, we're stopping.
All right, so... Oh, wait, I need to... Okay, that's how many?
So we got
2.
3.
3.
Okay, so where's the one
Nope,
that Callum had
there's...
up?
Nope.
Actually,
4.
more, hang on.
And another copy, and 5.
Oh, we're surrounded.
All right. So that is...
Now, my question is, where's Mama?
I just got a shiver run down my spine. I hate you.
I hate spiders, too. I'm in the same boat.
Here's your chance to destroy them.
I will let you guys know right now. This was the first lair action. So
Great, yeah, we
this is
slept in
actually
their lair.
Your first
Lovely.
boss encounter.
Lovely.
Great.
Who wants to
me
play
either.
Aurora? Because I think he has Searing Smite and he
I
could
can play
do
Aurora.
fire on the things.
Okay.
Yep.
Because that's the way it works, right? You see a spider, you kill it with fire.
Yep.
Yes.
Or you nuke it from orbit, depending on how bad it is.
Mm-hmm.
One more thing.
I think I'll be doing Sacred Flame.
So can...
Kill it with fire.
Oh, can I not?
Oh, goodness.
There we go. Okay. That
Interesting.
Be the last thing I needed to do. All right. So
Too far.
Just remember, Meteor.
Dawn and her panther are up.
Just remember, Meteor.
She has a dire wolf. I have a panther.
I put it on the wrong person then.
Mm-hmm.
Panther goes with Lilia, so 5 initiative, not 19. My bad.
Okay.
So
what was Friday?
Son and Moro.
I was going to say, just remember, you can't use the same one twice in a row, Meteor.
I actually roll a d6 for
okay.
everything.
Okay.
So it is chosen at random.
It worries me that you have 6 options. Or 3.
All right, so San, you're up.
Okay, I'm going this way, and I'm gonna go stab this spider.
Okay.
Which one's the mama?
Roll to hit.
Hold on. Can we ask first, Meteor? Are they on the ground, in the trees? Where?
They have just climbed down to the base of the tree, so you should be able to reach them.
Okay, that's fine then. I'm gonna use a short sword.
I'm actually gonna put them like at trees. Yeah.
Nice.
And I am going to use.
All right.
You don't get the sneak attack
19
damage.
to hit, definitely hits.
No. I've got Whales of the Grave, which means I can hit the other one that's next to it because it's within 30 feet.
Yep. So you're getting 2 hits.
So she rolled both attacks
on them. Okay. So these guys have 1 HP. So.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, them 2 are dead.
Both of them are dead.
And Moro.
So we know who the mom's gonna target now.
Over here. And where is Moro? Hold on. There she is.
Claws or bite?
Moro is gonna bite. Gotta scroll down.
One question: are they poisonous? I don't know if you want Morrow to bite. If that gets in her
Poisonous
mouth.
And venomous
anything
are not the
for-
same.
Oh,
That
okay.
Fine.
Yeah, it's.
Hey,
Pika?
see. That was a save, not
Was
an
it?
attack. That was a strength DC. Strength
Yeah.
save.
Oh, I clicked
That was
the wrong
not an
button.
attack.
You wouldn't be able to do your Well of the Grave. You have to do sneak attack. But you didn't get a sneak attack.
Oh.
Why can't she do well with Grave?
It's if you deal damage with a sneak attack.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So she only got to hurt one of them.
Okay, the other spider's back. That's fine. I can get it on the next one. Okay, that is bite. Yeah,
Again, I'm equal opportunity. I know it sucks for us, but I don't want Meteor to think that we're doing a cakewalk through everything, make everything super hard, just to find out later on, oh wait, they were a lot weaker than I thought they were.
Yeah.
Okay, at least me and Mara took out 2.
Alright, so...
Did Morrow take out?
Yeah, that's still a strength save. Why
No,
is your
that's-
thing doing strength saves?
I think that's what the thing has to do, isn't it?
That's because Morrow is a direwolf. Anything bitten by the direwolf is grappled by the
Needs
mouth.
a strength save?
That's it to keep from getting grabbed. If
Okay,
it
so
just
the
dies,
roll is
that's
where
it.
it says bite. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that
we'll
means
take
the
first one.
18, then, yeah.
An 18 to hit definitely hits.
10 damage.
piercing damage.
For 1 HP.
Would get rid of that guy.
Okay, me and Mara took out 2.
Okay.
Here's the question: has Mummy been added to the map?
You do not see Mummy yet.
Okay. So none of these are Mummy. Okay.
Oh, it's knocked prone.
Oh, sorry.
If it doesn't die and the wolf bit it, then it can be knocked prone. That's what the DC is listed for.
Right.
Abby wants to help us fight.
It's interesting that it gives that before the roll instead of
Abby
after.
knows there's spiders, that's why.
Meow.
Maybe Abby just really doesn't like spiders.
Okay, me and Mara got rid of 2.
Yep, you both moved and attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so next is
Where's Morrow?
Lily.
Mara's over here.
So, first things first, I'm going to spend my bonus action to do Mantle of Inspiration. I'm going to use one of my uses of Bardic Inspiration and give 5 temporary hit points to up to 3 creatures that I can see and that can see me within 60 feet. Okay. So, give that to Curio. Give that to
5
Callan.
each?
Yes.
Well, you wouldn't be able to see me. I'm behind a tent to you.
Believe so. Here, I'm going to put this in and... Yeah. Each of them gains 5 temporary hit points. When they gain these temporary hit points, they can immediately use their reaction to move up to their speed without provoking opportunity attacks. So, mainly, I'm giving it to Callan so he can get away if he's next to a spider.
But isn't he immobilized?
He's currently stuck.
He is currently immobilized, yes.
Yeah, he's stuck in sticky web. He can't move.
He's probably
Speed is 0.
Screaming, help me!
Gotcha. Well, then in that case, the other 2 would have... He'll have the 5 temporary hit points, at the very least. And that would give 2 other people, one of which is Firedale, the ability to immediately move into range to deal with something.
Yep.
And, let's see, who wants the other one? Who hasn't gone yet?
I haven't. And I'm right beside you.
So, you go ahead and take the
Aurora
other
also
one.
has it gone.
I'll give it to Aurora, then, actually.
So, is
give
it
him
3
the bonus
people?
hit points. Yeah, it's 3.
Okay, so Aurora then.
Callan gets 5.
5. Yep, Aurora gets 5.
Okay.
And Firedale gets 5.
Also, Firedale, why did you move closer to the spider?
Yurt
Because I want to hurt
Firedale,
the spider.
Aurora, and Callan can all move up to their
turn.
speed without provoking attacks
her
of
effect
opportunity.
that she just did lets me move right now.
Yeah, it's part of the
That's
mantle.
all I can do, though. Yeah, I recommend that.
Yeah, I want to
So
give
then-
everybody a chance to get themselves into position that needs to get up to something to fight it.
Yeah.
So then I guess move.
Move
Well, actually,
Aurora if you
move
want to move
Aurora
Aurora.
to Spider.
I have to ask, because Aurora is pretty much frontline fighter. However, Aurora was also next to Kellen, who's currently webbed. Would Aurora protect him and try and get him out, or would he go for the spider?
I think he'd probably try and free Callan.
Because I don't know Nihon's character well enough yet to know specifically in this instance.
I think Aurora would try and free his friend.
Get right up next to Callan, however.
So he
even if
would
he
probably
wasn't,
move
so.
there, so he was between the spider and Kellen.
Yep.
That way he's there to protect Kellen and help him out. But if the spider
Right.
comes closer,
And
he
that
has
way
to deal with him
everyone-
first.
Right, and everyone in immediate range of a spider now has 5 hit points to soak a little damage.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's only 3 creatures because I'm actually 3rd level. If I wasn't 3rd level, it'd be less. It's equal to the number of levels I have.
Okay.
All right. So was that your turn, or do you have an?
That is the bonus action. I still have my
That
normal
wasn't an
action.
action.
I thought so.
Yeah, that's my bonus action. And then for my action, I think I am within range of I think I'm within range of both the one that Curio's going to go after and the one harassing Callan. Right?
Where's the one
Sure.
harassing Callan?
That's my question.
So the one that was originally on him is not.
Oh,
gonna
he
block
flung it over there.
on.
Okay.
Yeah, he just flung it away.
It's not next to him anymore.
Right.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
the only ones are the ones in red that you can see.
I think
Okay,
the spider
so-
would have said food and not die.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I can
unless
still
they
hear the
were
spiders,
sick,
by the
unless
way.
they were sick on us.
If they say anything else, I will hear them. Let's do.
The spider's going, you go after the ugly one. Which one's the ugly one?
Wait, so
see.
you can hear any animal talk right now?
Yes,
Okay.
for the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
They can also.
then-
I can also speak to them, and they'll understand me.
So you
Okay.
can hear Luna then.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear more. Bite.
Save
Alright.
stick. Save stick.
So
I stick.
you're attacking then?
Yeah, I was checking range of where I needed to be for things. I don't have a way to get to multiple things within 20 feet. So, we're just going to go ahead and let loose with a vicious mockery to start things off
Which one?
on the one within 60 feet, which I think at this point is going to be the one that Curio is trying to fight.
You've
That
got
way I don't have
two.
to move.
You've got 2 within 60.
You can do either of those.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're both.
okay,
within
well,
6.
let's do the one that's not engaging anyone right now because nobody's immediately on him. So we'll do
Alright.
the one that
Roll to
Callan
hit.
flung off into the brush.
Roll to hit.
Okay?
Is it a hit or a DC?
It is a
It's a DC.
wisdom save.
Yep. It
Of
makes
13.
a wisdom roll.
All right. They have a wisdom.
At least a string of insults.
He gets a 10 plus 0.
Yep. So
So
he
he's
takes 1
dead.
damage.
So
Yeah,
he
it's
takes 1 damage.
yeah,
have
it's
one
the
HP.
1d4, which was a 1.
She
And-
yells, "Your
And,
mother was a scorpion!" And it
And
goes,
it has
"How dare you!"
disadvantage on its next attack.
which it doesn't get a next attack, so.
They're 1 HP. It's dead.
Good. There you go.
Okay.
Before the mother spider drops in the middle of the camp.
Is that your turn? Do you want to move anywhere?
Let's see. Where would I want to move if I was moving? Let's move me a little closer to Callan. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna just be right there so I can help him if needed.
Perfect.
That's my
Alright.
turn.
Curio, you're up.
Smack at that spider.
That's what I'm hoping to do. Wish me luck. I've been rolling quite crappily.
I can't inspire you this turn. Next turn.
Right.
So we'll go.
Roll to hit.
There's the button.
An 11 to hit misses.
Oh, I get to try again.
So you swing once, and they're so tiny you just barely miss it as it's scurrying around on the tree. With your second strike, you do hit it, dealing an overkill of 7 damage.
He just splats it right up against the tree.
And
why are
killing
you
that
listed as
spider.
bludgeoning? It should be slashing. How weird.
Because you did unarmed.
Oh, I rolled the wrong one. I meant to roll claws.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, I see that.
Either way, I think it still has the same bonus, so.
Yeah, it's the same damage.
Yep. All right.
So you clawed one and then
Anything else
smushed
you
the
wanna
other.
do?
So that was my attack and my bonus action.
Can't go that far.
Yeah, no, I was just measuring. Might want to move back to the middle.
There's another spider there.
Yeah, I'm gonna deal with this one.
So if I go 40.
Not if I get to deal with it first.
Dang it, I can't get to it.
I hope I can get to it.
65.
65. Well, 60 would be right next to it.
I will move here.
I don't have to for what I
just
plan.
in case.
I don't
Now I'm
have to
done.
move the whole 60 for what I plan.
Right.
My range of my attack is 60, so I just have to get within range.
Yep, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Next is Aurora. So he's going to use his action
to try and free Callan.
To try and free Callan.
Carefully slice the sticky.
And before Callan's screaming behind the muffled saying, "There's the mother."
He's going to try and slice at it with an attack.
Carefully. To not slice Callan, too.
The webbing actually does have hit points and an AC.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Just don't slice the
slashing
stick.
Weapons other than my daggers. So.
Yeah, so he's going to roll with his great sword and get a 13. And he's going to do, which does hit. And does
See, I imagine him whipping out the great sword and telling Callan, "Grit your teeth in case I miss."
He does 7 damage to the
Don't
webs.
worry, I can heal you.
And
right next to him. If I have to, so can I.
He successfully frees Callan.
Okay.
From the web. He did enough damage to it to free him.
Excellent.
All right, then with his bonus action, he can. Let's see. A couple spells he could do.
Can I be honest?
What?
Based on what's going on, if all we see right now is the other spider, I don't think he would do a Searing Smite or anything like that because it's not.
Right, he doesn't
humongous.
think there's any more after that necessarily.
I agree. Yeah. I don't think any of these he would.
It's a waste.
I was looking at them, but I don't think he'd actually do those right
He'd
now.
probably just do a base attack at this point, if anything.
Yeah, so he's going to.
So he don't have a bonus action.
Move.
All he can do is move.
And do keep in mind that you have to move around the tents. You can't, go over them. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. What's his movement?
I can climb. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, we try to move through the tent, but I don't think we'd quite go full speed at that point.
Yeah. If you try and go, we'll say if you try and go through the tent, it's difficult terrain. So double movement costs while going through it. All right, so with that, I think that's all he would do. So now it is the spider's turn.
We're about to get Mama in a minute.
So this spider,
yep, I'm sure,
is gonna come up to him, and it is going to roll to attack. Oh, it gets an 18, just enough to hit him.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Well, he has 5 temporary hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if he gets to keep any of them.
It does 1 piercing damage, and he needs to roll a DC 9 con saving throw. He has a +2. He gets a nat 20.
Ooh, very nice.
He doesn't take any extra poison damage.
Right.
Oh, so he lost 1 of his temporary hit points.
Yes.
Got 4 left.
Poor spider. Didn't succeed very much.
Okay. Then that is the only spider on the field at the moment. So it now goes to the next turn.
And in comes Mama.
Let's see. Mama.
Where's our music, Meteor? We need epic battle music.
Let's get some music going.
Okay, quick. Everyone take out Mama's spider while he's distracted.
I want to know if she says anything when she comes in, because I can understand her right now.
Yep.
Alright, so...
What's taking y'all so long for dinner?
Can you all hear the music?
Yes.
Yep.
Perfect. Alright, so she's actually needs to re-roll, so that does not get charged. And... okay, so she would need to actually get close to you guys.
You don't forget your lair action. If
lair actions are at 20, so top of the initiative.
Oh, I take it the giant spider has higher than a 20? Wow.
No, giant spider has 9 initiative, so...
Oh, I thought
giant
you said
spider's
it's
at
now
the
the next
bottom of
turn.
the initiative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
right,
I'm the bottom.
Mama is gonna drop down here.
Oh, she be huge. And right next to
Ooh.
Morrow.
Right next to Morrow.
Morrow looks like a snack.
No. Me ear. Freaking hate you. You hurt my wolf.
She's going after one of the ones that is on its own.
I hate
And
you.
I know what I'm doing.
Roll
There's
the hit.
Hey, Nene can save Morrow.
What?
I could try.
What's Morrow's AC?
Hold on.
Okay.
16.
Alright. She misses.
Oh, thank
Yes.
God. She's also got 37 hit points, so.
And she says, "You look yummy. Come here."
Me ear.
And I can understand her.
How far is it for me to get back to
Soplin's just gonna call out Morrow. She thinks you're a snack.
So she drops down and
tries to attack, doesn't make
tries
it.
to attack, and then she's actually going to climb back up. You guys know where she is now, so you can see her.
By that tree.
So she is this red mark. Actually, let me see if there's a better mark I can put.
Is where we have to hit for?
We'll say that. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. That little mark on the corner means she is up 30 feet in the air.
Okay.
How far do my daggers go?
So add 30 feet to our distance calculations.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Dang it.
And that will end Mama's turn. And we are now at Callan.
I've still got shivers down my neck.
I know where I'm
don't
going.
look.
I'm trying not to. It's on my other screen.
All right, so Callan sees this giant spider, and he is scared of spiders.
Callan, kill it with fire.
Kill it with fire.
Does he have fire?
He is going to use his action to create an eldritch cannon.
Okay.
Oh, he's gonna kill it with fire. I'm guessing.
Explosive fork.
My wolf.
Yep. Do not explode. Did not explode the wolf.
I need
He
to
has
get
a crossbow.
I did not get a.
Does also have the one of the magical items.
All right, we're just gonna put that as his cannon.
An artillerist, huh?
He's an
Mhm.
well, okay.
Yeah, he's an artificer. Or however you say it. Artificer, artificer.
Artificer, yeah.
Whichever way you want to pronounce it.
Let's get a.
He's a magical crafter.
Yep.
Okay, so he summons this Eldritch Cannon, Force Ballista. So he basically
Please tell me it
reaches
has
his
legs.
hands behind his back, and this like magical aura emanates from his backpack that's on him, and pieces start floating out of his backpack, coming in front of him, and combining into this cannon with legs.
Yeah, it has legs. I was hoping for legs.
Pretty much, he's like Frankie from One Piece.
So, the Force Ballista will. Let's see. You can take an action to magically create. And I think it goes after him. So that was his action. Then for a bonus action. Actually, I think it's his bonus actions that do it. So he's going to use his bonus action to have the Force Ballista move about here.
Yeah, don't go to the spot that I want, please.
And
it takes a bonus action. He actually has to control it so it doesn't get its own thing. He has to spend an action or a bonus action to make it do a thing.
So it's going to roll to attack. Oh, what a shame. He rolls.
I swear to God, if you hit my dog, I'm going to be annoyed. Well, wolf.
Let's see, what is the plus to that? I don't think it actually gets a plus, does it? It doesn't say that it gets a plus.
It uses his spellcasting modifier. So whatever he would normally use for spellcasting.
Gotcha. Then a +4, looks like.
Because it's his magic thing.
All right. With a +4, that misses. As he rolls a total of 8. And so a beam shoots out and
goes off in the wrong direction.
Because Callan is so scared of the spider, he didn't aim it properly, and it just whizzes past the spider to the left of it.
I thought it would be funny if it went through its legs.
A wish of leaves.
At least it didn't hit Mara.
Yeah.
Mara would have bitten Callan for that.
Well, it is actually up in the air, so it's not standing next to Callan.
Yep, it's up in a tree.
With that in mind, he would have had to bring it closer. Okay, so that... I don't think he can do anything else at the moment. So it is now Lilia's turn.
Finally.
By the way, for information, you can name your little circle things for the people that own them.
So I'm going to move up to here, which is 30 feet.
I have names on all of them, and they show on mine, but for some reason they don't show on yours. So if you guys want to put names on them, then...
I can see San and Mara on mine.
I can see mine and Firedale's. That's it.
I only see Saflin and me.
So, can I talk, guys?
Go ahead.
Yep.
So I'm going to attack. And that roll.
Oh, let me pull the rolls back up.
Yay, it makes a dexterity save.
Sacred Flame needs a DC 12 dex save. It gets a +3 for a total of 10, so it does not...
So I do 1 damage!
So you do 1 damage to it.
Woo!
Should have picked the other spider. You killed it.
Any other effects with that, or just the damage?
Nope.
Just that. Trying to think of what else.
She had a chance to do more damage. It was just a bad roll. Nothing you can really do about it.
And
it was damage, though.
60 feet. How far am I from people? I have to be able to see them, though, right?
Yeah. Well, if whatever you're trying to do says so.
Okay, for
Keep in mind,
bonus,
temporary hit points can't be healed back up.
That wasn't what I was going to do.
Okay.
Okay, and then I want to cast Shield of Faith. And I think I'm going to put it on Curio. So then, how do I do that?
You just say you do it.
Cast. Because it's 60 feet. So basically, shimmering field appears around the creature of your choice within range, granting a +2 bonus to AC for the duration.
What's the duration?
Because I'm about to need 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
All right, so who are you doing that around?
Curio.
Firebutt.
Curio, okay. So Curio gets a...
And that is my bonus action.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So is that your turn then? Has Luna gone?
No, and I'm trying to figure out why one of my spell slots is taken up. It's because I cast. I cast. Okay, I'm good. Luna, what's her? She can move 50 feet or climb 40. So it's...
Yeah, she
can. Okay, so I'm going to move Luna here.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
And she still gets an action, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
And then I am going
she has a lot of movement.
Bite.
Panthers do get a lot of movement.
Bite with a 9 does not hit.
Darn it.
So she bites, but it kind of like scurries between her teeth and just misses.
Yep.
Like kind of dodges out of the way of her teeth. All right. And I assume that's all Luna can do?
Yep. She moves, she attacks, she done.
Top of the initiative.
Son!
Yep.
Protect your puppy!
I know which one that one is. So... I'm going to go here.
Oh, you...
Here. Oh wait, I need to determine how many of them. I keep forgetting that part.
Oh, this is the lair action. Are you sure this ain't what happened last time?
Yeah, that is the same one that happened last time. I
Can't
rolled
do
the same
two in a
thing both
row.
times.
It's
You have to roll
specific in the
again.
thing. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you'll have to roll again.
Okay.
I know it sucks.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm an equal opportunity helper.
Okay, well then, instead of that...
They put that rule in so that people don't get overwhelmed by the same super epic wins time after time.
All right. I can't really show this one on screen, but basically what happened is the entire floor has become covered in webs for one round of combat. And
Lovely.
it is now
difficult
terrain.
Darn it.
So all your movement is halved.
Darn it, that sucks.
Freedom of movement.
All right, so then we go to San.
So I can only move 15?
Yep.
If your movement is 30, yep.
Mm-hmm.
And if I dash, I can still get my 30.
Yep.
Yeah, you just can't do anything else.
Yeah, and that is just for one round of combat.
Okay, well, what did I just say that was? Face of the trick. Okay, I'm gonna run to that. And Morrow is gonna jump up the tree and try and bite the spider.
Does Morrow have a climbing speed?
I don't think Morrow can climb. I think she's just got a speed of 50.
Then no climbing.
She can't climb.
So climbing
I know
is
mine
half
can.
speed on top of that. Or
mine
they
isn't.
would have to make it.
Luna's isn't.
Yeah, Luna can climb.
Luna should be able to climb.
Yeah, she's got a 40-foot climb.
Yep.
You don't have a climb speed, consider it's half your speed usually.
Okay, so Morrow can't jump up and try and bite it?
With strength checks.
With 30 feet?
Not
No.
30 feet in the air, no.
Aw. Damn.
I have an idea that I could do after. I'm last initiative though, so it doesn't really help. Thorn Whip, I can pull things down.
In that case, I want to move Morrow, because no bite my dog.
But then the spider has opportunity attack, doesn't it?
Yep. That's correct.
The
if you move out of
doggy.
range.
I was about to say the doggy is not in range of the spider. The spider is up in the tree.
Oh, right.
Actually,
30 feet up.
The spider disengaged, so you would have gotten opportunity against a spider.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Morrow should have gotten an opportunity attack before.
So free bite from Morrow.
Yeah, so free bite from Morrow. So roll to hit. 21.
Oh.
It's not a nat 20 though.
Hey, Meteor, make a strength check.
6 piercing damage.
This spider just tried to hurt her.
And strength check. What's the DC?
13.
13.
Spider gets a 13.
Oh,
darn.
Spider did get to move.
Yeah, the spider actually got to move.
Yep.
If the spider would have failed, it wouldn't have gone up the tree. It would have actually ended up on the ground.
Yep.
So does it still get the 6 damage then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Morrow still got the 6 damage from the opportunity.
The 13 was because Morrow actually hit with the bite.
So it's down 7 HP.
Yep.
Good. Okay, can Morrow still move, or is that an opportunity?
Morrow can.
That was way earlier.
That was.
Yeah, that was the last round of combat.
A correction for forgetting things.
I mean, if I move Morrow now, is she gonna get hit?
No. Because spider's up in tree.
Currently in range.
The spider is 30 feet up in the tree.
What's Morrow's movement speed?
50.
So 25 feet.
Yep, that works.
Yeah, so she's gonna go by Lily.
Okay.
I hate that freaking spider.
So do I.
All right.
I'm itchy.
Lily's turn.
I'm going to go ahead and move 15 feet because my normal speed is 30. So that's as far as I can move. And that puts me about 45 feet away from Mama Spider plus the 30. So it's 75 feet.
Yep.
Which is within range of what I'm doing, so that's fine. Sleep.
Sleep. Okay.
Make it drop out the tree.
That you have to roll for health level, right?
Roll
Roll
1d5.
5d8. The total is how many hit points of creatures the spell can affect. So I need to roll 5d8.
All right, give me 1 second.
22.
I will tell you right now that won't work.
So it has more than 40 hit points.
Yes. So
because Saplin didn't know that, she would still have cast
she
it.
didn't know that.
So spell slot still got used. It just didn't do anything.
So 22 does not put it to sleep.
I do, however, know in character. Okay, this thing's too strong. That's not gonna work.
Yep.
Because I know that my 22 did a whole lot of nothing.
So you try and put it to sleep, and it just like eyes you and hisses.
It's like, okay, that doesn't work. Bonus action. Then it was worth the shot, you know? So there's a chance.
Yep.
It kind of turns towards you when you do that.
That's fine. I'm going to bonus action Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
On let's see. Let's give it to Curio. He's next. You got this.
Plus AC.
So you now have a Bardic Inspiration 1d6 for the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yep, you can add it to your ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. You can also use it instead to add bonus damage or bonus healing. You get to choose because of my.
Plus he gets one. Plus he gets 1d4 from me.
Mm-hmm.
From the bless.
Oh, for what you put on him.
Bless is also a 1d4 that you add that you can add to your.
Oh, when did I get blessed?
My first round.
Yeah. I did that as. Oh no, that was Shield of Faith. Never mind.
Yeah.
Brain.
I was confused.
I was gonna say I didn't remember him getting a.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, because I have magical inspiration
plus 2
as
AC. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's plus 2 AC.
As a bonus. Yeah. Firedale, you can also choose to add it to your damage or spells restoring hit points.
Yep.
Instead
I am a buff kitty.
I was thinking of doing
so
bless.
You get one use of that inspiration die. You get to choose where to use it. You got a couple options.
Yep.
And that's my turn.
All right. Next up is Curio.
Okay. Complicated turn. First thing, I concentrate and spend a key point to do Step of the Wind, which lets me dash, which doubles my movement.
Okay.
So you get full movement even though difficult terrain. Perfect.
Yeah, so I currently move 80 feet. I'm also going to use my feline agility, which doubles my movement. So I can move 160 feet.
Holy crap.
Oh my.
And I can climb 30 normally, but now I can climb
60.
120 if I chose to.
Wow.
But pretty much my movement, because of the half speed thing, I did this earlier. I'm exactly 40 from the base of the tree if I move around and down. And then I could move up the tree 30, which is double my movement.
Okay.
Oh, wait, would I have needed to do my double? Yes, because now we move half.
Yep.
So yeah, so I would have needed to double the double.
Do you still get an attack during that?
Yes. Oh, like I said, complicated turn. So I'm there. I climb up the tree quickly. Go ahead.
Coming up here, you do see that there is a giant web over top of this entire area, which you could walk on. But any
You have
it
to
is
know
strong
where.
enough to hold you, because it's strong enough to hold Mama.
Yeah, but spiders
but
know where the
any
non-sticky webs are.
Any movement up here is halved.
Yeah. Well, again, I took that into consideration. That's why I doubled my double.
All right,
So
you
Curio
are up in the air.
Goes down on all fours, dashes to the tree, climbs up it on all fours. Okay, so that was my move. And a bonus action. Because I took a bonus action, or because I took an action
key point
that used my key point, I get an attack.
Okay.
Through my key fueled attack.
All right, go ahead and roll to attack.
I rush up the tree and slash it at the spider. I miss horribly.
Yep, an 8 definitely misses.
Curio would curse if he knew how. No.
Snitch water. Ah.
and I'm pretty sure a D6 wouldn't have helped at that point to hit. It might have, but I think I would like to save that for now, so I'm going to save the bliss for the moment.
Yep. Well, the
bardic
inspiration.
inspiration.
Know
yeah, the inspiration.
Yeah, you do not currently know the AC, so.
Yeah. Now. Sorry, it's taking me a minute. I've got so much stuff I can do.
Now
it's all good.
Monks are complicated.
Yeah, I took the dash action, but was that as a bonus action? I'm double checking.
You did key point.
Step of the wind as a bonus action. Okay, so that was my bonus action.
So I don't think there's
and
anything
that was
else
my
you can do.
Oh yeah, I can still do my actual action.
Oh,
I've only moved.
I thought the attack was your action.
No, that was a bonus act. That was.
Oh, that was just a bonus. Wow.
Okay. That was his key point action. You said, right?
Because I spent. Yeah.
Okay.
The wind was the bonus action because of the key point.
So the wind and attack was both a bonus action?
Well, that's what I'm checking. Step of the wind.
That's
action as a bonus. Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, he was only allowed to do one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would have run up the tree and not done that attack, but I will count that as one of my attacks because I will be making 2 attacks.
Okay.
So because I'm also spending.
I was going to say, that seems like a lot for a bonus action.
Right, because you can spend as many key points as you want, but you have to have that number of bonus actions, or reactions available.
Right.
Yeah. So that was the thing I messed up on is I accidentally did 2 bonuses, but I do have the thing to do to deal with it. So I do get 1 more action because I would have done Flurry of Blows. So my first attack missed.
Right. And your second attack? Bless you, Abby.
Oh, after you take the attack action, you spend 1 key point to make 2. So I get 2 attacks. My first main attack missed. Okay, so 2 attacks. So that
22.
22.
Does that hit?
Nice.
That definitely hits.
Hey,
would you like to use your 1d6 to add to the damage?
Yes. Oh no, I don't want to use my 1d6 to add to the damage.
Okay.
Okay. So that
I'm currently staring down a spider with large mantles.
Slashing damage.
Yeah, save it for your saving throws, I guess.
That's what I'm guessing.
Plus, he's got 2 more AC, so.
Yep. I is Buff Kitty.
7 slashing damage to the giant
6 and
spider.
7.
6 and 7.
Oh, 6 and 7. Oh.
Yep.
You hit 2 22s.
Yep.
That's impressive.
Flurry of Blows gives me 2 more after my attack.
Okay.
He's defending Mara.
All right. So, that is your turn then?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you all for fixing my bonus action issue there.
Aurora.
Yep, we're paying attention.
I was thinking standard attack.
So Aurora
is
down
going 18 HP, I think, now.
The spider in front of him. The spider is still here. And he's going to roll a 23 to hit, which definitely hits, taking out this spider. And then he has now seen the giant spider. So as a bonus action, let's see what he can do. He's going to do Divine Favor as a bonus action. As one of his first level spells. So the next attack he does will deal an extra 1d4 radiant. And that lasts for a minute. Actually, it's not just the next attack, it's any damage within the next minute. All right. So then he's going to use his movement to come. What is his movement? 30 feet?
30.
So 5, 10, 15. There. And that is his turn. So now it's the normal spider's turn, which there are none.
Because it be deaded.
Because you've killed them all, which means it is now the
Mama's turn.
Like
So
I said, I may need that. As a hissy
Buff
kitty.
and saving throw. So.
Firedale, I'm going to move you slightly because you are technically on the spider's
box.
On their dot.
Yeah.
Well, I'm beneath the spider in 3D space.
Okay, yeah, well...
I'm not in the same space as the spider, so... It's up to you however you want to do that.
You were the last one to attack it.
Yep.
So it is going to attack you. It was going to go after Saflin for that sleep spell, but you managed to get to it. So...
is Buff Kitty, so I'm hoping...
first of all...
All according to plan.
It does not get that back. Then we are going to roll...
Yay, no recharge.
A nat 1.
It misses.
It's disorientated from the slash.
It's surprised to see a cat run up a tree and slap it.
It got startled by you. So it tried to...
It's true.
Hit you real quick, but it missed. And so it is actually going to try to move. 1, 2...
I'm going to attack it.
4, yep. 20 to here.
So it's on the ground now.
Firedale gets to do his attack of opportunity first.
It's on its web.
It's up above us still 30 feet.
So Firedale gets his attack of opportunity.
7 more damage.
Doing 7 more damage.
Yeah,
Nice
there's
job.
actually a web up here that you can walk on.
Climb up to it,
terrain.
Yeah. The spider is up in the air on its web right now.
On the upside, if you get under it, it's just 30 feet away for all your ranged magic spells.
Mm-hmm.
It's also going to drop down on us, so which is not great.
Okay, so then...
I suggest fire.
I think it's down 27 health
I don't
now?
have fire.
Yes, it is.
27 health down.
Yeah, that's quite some good attack damage there.
I'm good at one thing. Moving and attacking is secondary. I'm good at one thing.
Alright, so...
And probably sleep wouldn't work even if I did it at second level, which is terrible.
So Callan is going to...
If you can, burn the web.
I don't think he has any fire attacks.
I do.
So he couldn't use that one.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right.
If he had made his Force Ballista a flamethrower instead, he could have, but he did not.
Darn it, radiant damage is not fire damage.
Nope, it's not. Okay, so he is going to... He is pretty scared of the giant spider, so he's actually going to move over here.
So I can't burn it either.
And
How
he's
come?
going to have...
Sacred Flames is radiant damage.
Yeah. Weird with the name,
use
isn't
his
it?
crossbow
It's holy fire.
for the 17, which does hit. And we'll deal 5 damage. Wait, is he in range for that? What's the range on that?
A crossbow, I think, is
80 feet?
6120.
80 feet.
Is it 80?
Yep. 83.
Okay, so 81's. Okay.
Okay, so
I need to
it
look
took
up the new
5
numbers.
damage from that. And then he's going to have his Force Ballista move. What is its movement speed?
15 feet. It can move 1 square.
Well, okay, so yeah, it's just going to stay where it is, but it still can hit it. So it's going to roll to hit, which is 8 plus 4 is 12, which misses.
He should have stuck with rocks. He hits with all of his rocks.
He does. He hit with the crossbow though.
Yeah. It's just a rock on a stick.
Attack was the bonus action. So
how much did he hit for with the crossbow?
5. Okay. Next up is Lilia.
Give me 1 second. Okay, so what I'm going to do, wrong thing. If I move here, I'm under her, correct?
Yep. Correct.
Okay. So I'm going to do this.
All right. Transmutation?
Thorn Whip.
Oh, Thorn Whip, sorry.
Yeah. Come on.
13 to hit is going to miss.
Darn. That would have been a great time to pull it closer because it would have pulled it off the web and it would have landed on the ground hard.
Uh-huh. That would have been great if it hit.
Yeah,
That's
I was trying
really
to pull
good
it
idea.
down. I was trying to pull it down.
So you launch the whip up there, and
miss.
The web gets in the way, and it hits the web instead and bounces off.
That was a really good idea.
That was a great idea.
And then can't do Shield of Faith again. There's no point in healing anybody. I guess I can't really do anything.
This boss, I don't think, has hit anyone so far, except for Callan's
Hold it,
web, which
Callan.
no damage.
Yeah, but we've taken no damage.
You guys get really lucky in these fights.
Well, I also want to point out, Meteor, this is one encounter and we're having to unload everything on it.
Yep.
Yeah, like this is lasting a really long time for a combat.
I can't think of anything else I can
there's
do.
A boss fight.
I can't think of anything else I could do as a bonus action.
Luna has yet to go.
What could she do? The spider's 30 feet up.
She could try to climb up onto the webs if you wanted her to.
Yeah,
but
no.
Let it have speed.
Yeah.
Can I make a recommendation?
Luna can ready an action.
Uh-huh. If the spider gets close to you, Luna can attack.
And movement speed is cut in half. So she can go up to 50. I'll get Luna to move closer.
Luna can move and hold her action.
Holding action, what do you mean?
You can hold the action part of your turn for a trigger. And if the trigger doesn't happen, it happens at the bottom of the turn order.
Which is the bottom of the turn order. I'm the last in turn order.
Okay, so this is the last thing for the turn swaps?
It'd be best to just ready to an attack if something comes close to Luna to attack. Just ready in action to attack it.
Sure.
Right, that way if something moves within range, Luna can fight it.
Yep.
Sure. Okay. But she's closer to you now, so she's closer in. So she moved in and just ready to attack.
Yeah, because of turn order. But I thought like the spider was at bottom of turn order, but
nope. Apparently I am.
There's no names on things, so it's hard.
Spider's above me.
Yeah,
Okay.
Library Mouse. Meteor's still learning, but this one is actually making us do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Layers and layer bosses tend to do that in 5e.
Oh.
Yeah, Library Mouse actually helped me to set up this encounter.
Nifty.
Mm-hmm.
Which chat is Library Mouse in? Because I lost chat in Meteor's stream a while ago. Okay. It just refuses to connect me to chat.
You
but
can
you're
check
not live,
mine
right?
Correct, but my chat is. So you can check mine or Bananas.
Alright,
probably.
so that's Luna's turn. Did you say she readied an action?
Yeah, how do I do that?
You just say it. You tell Meteor, if an enemy moves close enough to Luna, Luna will attack it.
Okay.
That's all you gotta do.
Okay.
And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. If it does happen, then you get to roll.
Alright. So, the lair action.
Yeah, now if it summons more spiders again, this time you're good.
Mm-hmm. So the webbing on the ground has
disappeared. Woohoo!
So movement is now back to normal.
Is the web still in the air? I'm assuming so.
Yes, web is still in the air. That is constant.
Okay.
So you notice that the mama spider actually goes to like a little like bigger part of the web and rips it open and starts munching on something.
It's healing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
That would make sense.
So,
is its claw wounds slowly closing up?
And it heals.
For how much?
We
don't know.
Dang it.
Unless Meteor wants to be nice and tell us.
You do not know how much it healed.
Evil.
No, me is not.
At most, Meteor might, if he's feeling generous, tell us when it looks like it's hurt.
Yeah. So if you guys wanted to know, if you guys are trying to see how hurt it is, it looks a little bruised.
Barely did anything to it.
In older versions of D&D, there was a condition called bloodied when you were at half health.
Mm-hmm.
So, was it bloodied before it healed?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Great. Okay, so sleep at second level will still do nothing with that estimate. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
So, my turn?
So, It is your turn, yes.
Okay, can I get up the tree to where I'm on the web?
Can you climb?
You would actually have to do your climb checks.
Okay, what's that?
You could move half speed and make strength checks for is it acrobatics or athletics? Athletics.
Do you have a climbing speed?
No, I just have a walking speed. Where the hell do I find climbing speed?
Players typically don't have climb speed.
It would be right next to your walking speed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't. As far as I know, only myself and Lilia have a climb speed.
Yeah, it's a racial trait that only some races get.
Okay, am I doing acrobatics or athletics to get up the tree?
Let's go athletics.
And you would move half your speed, so you can get halfway up there If you move twice, you can get all the way up there.
So roll an athletics check.
Okay.
In general, to determine the health level of allies or enemies, it would require a successful medicine check. Right. A 15, yeah, you're climbing up. You're halfway up the tree.
And if you take an action to dash, that would
Yeah.
double your speed, so you could get all the way up to the web, but that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll dash and get up to the top of the web.
Okay.
I mean, could I do a medicine check to see how hurt the spider is?
I'm asking whether or not that would
Would you
count as
count
our
the check?
combat action and thus not let us attack or heal with it.
No, I would not count that as a combat action if you were doing a medicine check.
Okay.
Do I have to wait till my turn?
Most checks
Yes.
like that require an action to do so, though. I would say.
Yeah, that would still be part of your turn.
Yeah, I would say that would be like one of the extra things that.
Excuse me.
They can do, like if you're.
So would you count it as a bonus action?
I don't
What
think
would you count it as?
That, like talking or something. You're just looking at it, so.
Okay.
But I have to wait till turn order.
Anyway, so you got up the tree just fine.
Can I sneak attack it? Or have I used up all my actions? Because it's not facing me.
Say again?
You're not close enough
sneak
to
attack?
it, though, to sneak attack.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
you were literally only able to get up the tree because it had your movement. That's why you had to dash as an action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, well at least I'm on the top of the tree. I was hoping to get up the top of the tree and be able to hit it.
Right.
Because none of
Yeah,
my
it is
weapons
all the way in the
actually-
center, and you're all the way at the edge at the moment.
And keep in mind the webs are halved movement as well, correct?
Yep. So while you're up there, your movement is halved.
But at least on your next turn, you can throw knives and shoot at it. And...
Yep.
I don't have a bow. I have daggers, a rapier, a short
Well, I
sword,
did
and
say
a
throw
sword.
knives.
You can throw
Yeah.
knives. Yeah.
Yeah, your dagger is a melee and ranged weapon. But
Okay.
its ammo is 1.
Yeah, I'd need to get it back after.
Yep.
And I hope it doesn't land on Lilia.
Okay, so is that your turn then?
Yeah.
Do you want to ready an action at all?
Yeah, I'll ready.
Someone's saying you can
take
sneak attack at range.
You can if something
yeah.
doesn't know you're there.
So if you wanted to try and throw something at it, let's see. 5,
She's
10,
not able to. She
20.
doesn't have an action left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, she dashed. That's right.
Yep, dash was the action.
As long as you have advantage or have an ally next to your target. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you ready in action? What action are you readying?
To attack it if it tries to attack me.
Okay. All right, Saflin, you're up. Spider's not directly above you, but it's pretty
Okay, so
close
it's
to
it's not
around you.
directly, so it's not 30 feet. How close is it? Would you say? It's not quite.
It'd be like 35 from you.
Okay.
If it was directly above you, it'd be 30.
All right, so I'm gonna.
So for calculating distance from the ground, go 30 up, and then every square away from it, you are at 5.
5.
So if I moved here, would this be 30, or would I need to move here?
That would be 30. Yep.
Here's a thing that was brought up, is that there's an option for rogues that can do a steady aim as a 3rd level rogue feature. As a bonus action, they can, on their next attack roll, they can get advantage. So she can actually prepare to aim her dagger. She can steady aim.
That would actually be a good thing for you to do, yeah.
Yeah, I'll
that
do
is
that.
a rogue ability.
I didn't actually see that.
So while y'all do that, I'm gonna cast Bane on a spider now that I'm in range.
Okay.
Oh, it can only be done if you don't move. So no, never mind. Ignore that.
The spider gets a nat 20.
Frick. That was a Charisma 13 save, so it saves.
Yep, nat 20 on the save.
So it does nothing. All right. Good to know. Let me mark off that
Uh,
spell slot.
It actually has a -3 to charisma, so that's a 17. But
I'd
it's
still beat the
too-
13.
Natural
so
20 is automatic success.
True.
in most cases, yeah.
True.
All right, so that doesn't happen.
Like a
So that
nat
doesn't
1
work.
is
That
usually
wastes my
automatic
action.
fail.
Bonus action. I will. Let's see. Is anybody near me actually hurt?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
I didn't
He has
think
not
so.
hit anyone
The
yet.
spider is.
Yeah, that doesn't help me. All right, so I'm just gonna pass out another
Yeah, you're
bardic
welcome to heal the
inspiration.
spider.
Yeah,
Lily,
no,
if
thank you, me
want.
dear.
I won't stop you from doing that.
It's
if you really want.
perfectly fine doing that itself.
Okay, this is needed.
Angel, thanks for the slap.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna pass a bardic inspiration to Aurora. Come on, take this thing out. Y'all can do it. And then I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to get away. So, because I spent 5 feet, so I've got 25 feet because it's no longer difficult terrain on the ground, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
So that means I can do about there.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that's my turn.
I think I know what I'm going to try this time.
I just thought I didn't move Mara, did I? And she can't jump, so yeah, she's just gonna stay where she is.
Useless in this combat thus far.
So then your turn's done?
Yep.
Alright, Curio, you're up.
Okay. So I have an option.
Me.
Throw you.
Yeah.
I can't move. I'm going to stay where I am. And sorry, give me just a moment.
I'm actually doing a rule check with someone real quick.
Sitting here trying to think what can I do at this point because I am not having any luck with these saves.
Yeah, the Mama is doing pretty good on her saves.
Spider
yeah, like I can't do anything else. I have no other spells that can do anything.
Here's what I'm going to do, Meteor.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to like this.
Alrighty.
Just give me a moment to double check and make sure that it's working right. Yep, it is. I take an attack action, then I can spend my final key point to do it 2 more times.
Yep.
Okay.
Flurry of blows.
Nope.
Radiant Sunbolt.
Yep. I am going to
Nice.
throw a radiant bolt of light at the spider.
Kamehameha.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then do it 2 more times?
Yep.
Alright, roll to hit.
Definitely going to need to do it.
10 does not hit.
That does not hit.
Nope.
9 does not hit.
This one might hit.
18 hits.
Okay.
It does 4 damage.
4 radiant damage.
Does the other 2 destroy the
Use your
around it?
inspiration to add to damage.
I'm trying to think if it's... Yeah, I think it's worth it at this point. Because it's not
Probably.
next to me.
With the weapon.
Because then you could get inspiration again.
No, it's not
Inspiration,
fire.
it's gone.
It's
It's
bolts of
gone.
light to hit it.
4? Alright, so
Yep,
4
so
more
4
damage.
more
damage.
damage.
Yeah, I'm tapped out on Bardic Inspiration until I long rest. I can't hand any more out.
Oh, okay.
And that is my last key point. So you're safe from massive monk maceration meteor.
Wait, doesn't
Okay.
don't you have the? Didn't you have the necklace or not the necklace, the ring?
He does have the Ring of Spell Storing, I believe. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Aurora and Nihon both have a spell casting capability from accessories.
But all that's on there is shield, cure wounds, and healing word.
Aurora, I think it's Branding Smite, right?
Yep.
I was wondering if there was anything on it that we could use.
No, I mean, I'm good at range.
Okay.
Okay.
And I am choosing not to move.
So turn done?
My turn is done.
All right. Now we move over to Aurora.
So I regain my feline agility.
So Aurora, what can he do?
Throwing axe. The hand axe.
Can you set it on fire first and then throw it?
That's what I'm seeing, if that spell can be used.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if Searing Smite has a range. Or Branding Smite.
Searing Smite can be cast on a melee weapon.
Yeah,
but
it just
it
sets
has
the
to be a
sword on
melee
fire.
attack. Yeah.
And then it has to be a melee attack on it.
Throwing it wouldn't
Branding
work.
Smite. I'm looking it up.
Probably the same thing, but radiant, I would imagine.
Is this the necklace that we're looking at?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty much
the prayer necklace.
Okay.
Next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack, the weapon gleans the astral radiance. An extra 2d6 radiance.
Yeah, it's a radiant version of Searing Smite, and because it has radiant, it does the bonus of
Branding Smite is something he would cast on
visible
himself.
if it's invisible, etc.
Then he can throw the axe, and it would take effect because it just says a weapon attack.
Is that concentration?
No.
Nope.
No? Really?
It lasts up
it's
to 1
concentration
minute.
right here. It says concentration on the D&D Beyond page.
Okay.
For Branding Smite?
Concentration for 1 minute, yeah.
If he,
I see.
Searing Smite already last turn, so I was trying to see if he could do both. But if they're both concentration, then he can't.
No, but Branding Smite he could use immediately.
It doesn't
because
say
he could throw the axe.
But on the thing it says concentration for 1 minute.
Why did he do Searing Smite?
It was his
bonus action, right?
Last time.
Okay.
So that means his weapon is already fiery. Can he throw it?
It won't count because it turns it into a ranged attack.
Oh.
He can throw the weapon, but it won't get any bonus.
Oh,
See,
really?
Branding Smite would give it a bonus even if he throws it.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like the next step up from Searing Smite, pretty much.
All right, then what he's going to do, I think he's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to move to here. And he is going to do Champion Challenge as his bonus action.
I would say that's not a good idea.
Why is that?
Because it's the only target and everyone else is attacking it. And Champion's Challenge will wear off if anyone else attacks it.
Well, my thought
it's also
is,
within 30 feet of him, so...
Yeah, that's why he moved underneath of it.
Yeah,
my thought was that would get the spider down.
It's already within 30 feet of him. It doesn't have to move outside of that. As long as it's within 30 feet,
Yeah, it doesn't have to move.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Yeah. And the spider could still attack anyone else if it has ranged attacks. It just has a disadvantage.
Okay. he does not have much he can do with range, does he? He needs to get some range stuff.
Well, that's why I was recommending the branding smite and throw a hand axe.
Didn't I give him a javelin?
Yeah, he's got the javelin.
Can branding smite be done as a bonus action?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, all of the things on the prayer beads is a bonus action.
All right, he'll do branding smite
and throw the hand
axe. The javelin,
smite, and then throw the hand axe.
Or throw the javelin.
Which one would do more attack damage?
Did he add the javelin to his?
Oh, he does have a javelin. He just didn't have it equipped.
Oh yeah, the hand axe couldn't be thrown easily. It's 20, so he would take disadvantage on it. So the javelin is probably the better option.
All right, javelin.
And he could have readied that as he was moving.
All right, so he's rolling to hit. He rolls a 5. So that misses.
On the upside, branding smite stays around. Yeah.
Yeah, he pretty much threw straight up. It came right back down at his feet. He picks it back up.
Yeah, and he does have an inspiration because I gave him one, but I wouldn't necessarily use it on that because it was so low. Yeah. But just know that it's there.
Okay. I will.
So just remember he's concentrating on branding smite because that one's a biggie.
Come on. There we go. You inspired him.
He has final bardic inspiration.
Inspiration is gone, right?
Yes, I used mine.
All right, so your inspiration is gone. He has inspiration. Okay. So then that is going to end his turn, I guess. Now the little spiders go, and nothing happens because there are no little spiders. And now it's Mama's turn.
And I apologize if I was taking over for Neon there, contrary to what you wanted to do.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
If I was him, that wouldn't have made sense.
Yeah. If something I say for him doesn't make sense, definitely say so. So I was thinking that would lure the spider down.
No, it was within range, which was the sucky part. It's just within range.
Yep. All right, so Mama Spider. First, she needs to roll for a recharge. Nope. Okay.
She never gets the web back again.
That'd be great.
So, Mama is going to move here. And it is going to drop down off the web on top of Luna.
Luna gets free attack. She had that rated action.
Yep.
Oh, you're right. She did.
Yep.
That's why I said it.
Okay, so...
Which means...
So, falling on Luna is going to damage both of them already. So, we'll roll that first. 1d6. So, 2 for Luna. 5 for the spider.
Okay, so Luna didn't get to do a dex save to try to get out the way.
It would normally be.
I guess she could, yeah.
Or to at least have the damage. It's up to you.
Dex save.
I'm guessing. No.
Fails anyway.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
on
Luna
the upside,
took
the spider hurt
damage.
more.
Yeah, spider hurt more. And then Luna gets her held action.
For attack. Yep. Luna gets to do an action now.
I was rolling. Attack, yeah. Which I'm guessing that's a miss.
That's a 16.
16?
16 hits.
Hey!
And now decide which square around the spider Luna actually goes to.
Alright, so then the spider is going to take its action to try and bite Luna.
Hold on. Luna needs to move out of its thing. It fell and would have pushed Luna out. Rules of D&D.
Luna has to move out a square.
Yeah, but she can choose where Luna goes. Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
That's so creepy that he can turn it like that.
Yeah, I hate it.
All right. So what is Luna's AC?
Higher
14.
than what you rolled.
All right. It does hit with a 17.
Ooh.
First actual hit.
No, the first actual hit was it falling.
Yep. How much damage?
5 damage. And Luna needs to do a DC 11 Constitution saving throw.
Try to not be poisoned.
At least she's a big animal.
Constitution?
Yep.
Con saving throw.
15
saves.
So she's
No extra
damaged, but
poison
not. Okay.
No extra.
Well, I think I know what I'm doing with my turn.
Healing Luna?
No, that'll be my.
I can heal Luna. I can't really do anything else right now.
I like that the spider almost hurt itself more than it hurt Luna.
It did. Pretty
Meteor came up with an encounter that I can't charm my way out of, and this sucks.
Yup, I did. What is Luna's total health, out of curiosity?
Total health? 14.
14?
She's down to 6.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 13. 13 health. She's down to 6.
So that is going to do it for
Speedray?
Mama's turn. So now it's Callan. And
Callan's closer.
Magic rock.
Callan is going to... I think Magic Stone is a bonus action. So doesn't want to do that at the moment because he wants his cannon to do the damage.
Yeah, the cannon's definitely a better option.
Any spells he could do? It is down here now. So Callan's going to move.
Changes what I plan to do.
Here. And he is going
Fire!
to thunder.
Fire! Fire!
He doesn't have any fire.
Helps.
No, he's standing on fire.
Oh.
He's standing next to it. All right. So, let's see. Constitution 12. Saving throw. And the spider gets a 14. Dang.
So it doesn't get pushed back and takes half damage?
Successful save, half as much damage, yeah. And isn't pushed. So that's going to be 2d8. 3,
I have a theory of what I want to do.
9. Halved
You round down.
is 4.
Yeah.
Have a theory.
Yeah, I've done all of my fancy stuff. Have at it.
All I have left is smacking it with the quarterstaff. That's really all I've got.
He's going to use his bonus action to have the cannon attack the spider. And let's see. Need to remember what the...
Excuse me. He uses his spell casting to hit.
Yeah, to hit is +4. Jeez. That's 10 to hit, which misses. His ballista has done nothing.
Told you, should have stuck with the stones.
Join the club, Callan.
Magic rock.
Join the club.
All right. So his ballista misses.
It happens.
And that is going to be his turn. So Lilia, you are up.
Question. Can I do this?
Sound.
It doesn't have to be done on dead, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so it would do 1d12
Yep.
since it's already damaged. Yeah.
And it's missing hit points.
Yep, it is definitely hurt. That's why it would take D12.
So it has to succeed on a Wisdom DC 12.
not going to save from that. Roll to
5 damage.
All right. 5 damage.
Necrotic damage. Yep.
Necrotic damage. And for my bonus, I'm going to... we'll do it through here. Healing word on Luna.
So Luna regains 9 health, which I think puts her back to max.
Yeah, that should put her at full. Right.
How do I...
And is Luna getting an attack in?
Yep, give me a second. Trying to figure out... There, she's back to full. Okay, I'm good. So, then I will get Luna to... bite.
Nice roll.
Nice, nat 20.
Is that a nat 20? Oh,
Yep.
wow,
No.
yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
I figured
No,
Luna
it's a
would
dirty
have
20.
strength.
No, it's a dirty 20. Dirty
Okay.
20.
Yeah.
16 plus 4.
16 plus 4, okay. But
So,
8
I had the
piercing.
hovers over tell me that.
Piercing damage. All right.
Immediate. I'm heading up to bed as a reminder your card's.
Thank you.
Night, Melody!
They say night,
Good
Melody.
night, Melody.
Night, Melody.
Yeah, Toll of the
Okay.
Dead is a nifty ranged attack because it has a far range. It's
All
just
right.
low
Now
DC.
we're back up to the top of initiative, and we are rolling for lair action, which is going to, let's see.
At least it can't heal 2 times in a row.
More spiders!
Do you have 3 options or 6, Meteor? I just have to ask.
6.
Oh, wow.
2 of them are spiders.
Are the same one?
Yeah, 2 of them are summon 1d6 spiders.
Oh, you didn't know that you can't duplicate 2 turns in a row. Gotcha.
So, the first 2 that I rolled were both 3s, which is summon 1d6 spiders. That I can't do. If it was the other summon 1d6, then
I'm surprised you're rolling for it.
why is that?
Because you're the DM, you can pick what the monsters do.
True.
So I was just surprised.
If you want, I can just choose what I want it to do.
Yeah, no.
It's
No. Let him roll.
No.
That's perfectly fine with me.
No, let him roll for it.
Unfortunately, Melody, if we kill all the small spiders, we still have the big spider to deal with.
You
If
had
we
Melody on
TPK, the
brain, didn't you?
campaign's over.
Mm-hmm.
If the party dies, the campaign's over.
We got this.
I got a spider right behind me.
Okay.
Meteorite.
Banana has spare the dying. She's not letting people die.
It's
I couldn't
Alright.
get sleep so that we could get away. I
Spider.
tried. It doesn't work.
So now, Sun, it is your turn.
Crawled over Nene's cat.
Question, Lily. Does sleep take current health or max health when it's rolled?
Current.
Current, okay.
And first, 5d8. If I cast it at second level, it's 5d8 plus another 2d8.
Yeah.
Oh, I've still got shivers running down my spine. Meteor, I'm gonna kill you.
I have a feeling this is not the end of the spiders. We'll probably have a lot
it's
more.
Current hit points.
Yep.
Okay, I have a question. Is this spider on the floor or is it on the web with me?
It's on
Ground.
the floor now. It's on the ground.
So you can go smack at the spider if you want to.
I
I'm
forgot.
No, she can't.
She's up in the air right now.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
I
right.
have an idea though.
There is a spider right next to you, though. It crawled on the web to you, so...
I have a
one
cool
that's here.
idea, and I want to know if it's feasible.
The
Okay.
one that's here. That's
She doesn't have to do this. I just thought it'd be cool. What if she jumped down and did an acrobatics check to pile drive a weapon into this damn spider from above?
Yeah, I like
Is
that.
that
Bonus
a thing?
damage.
She has to get over there first, but
No,
just for cool points, you know.
Library Mouse believes in the party. It's a tough fight, but she thinks the spider can beat. But she thinks you guys can beat the spider.
If the spider stops healing, we might have a chance.
Okay, so the little spider is in the web with me, right?
Yep, right next to you.
Yep.
Can I grab the fucker? Sorry for the swear. Can I grab it?
My
can
guess is
attempt to
yes.
grapple it.
That's going to be with disadvantage.
It's right behind me.
It's very
It's
small.
going to try and not let you grab it, though.
Yeah.
I would just try and attack.
So, in general, if you're trying to do something very specific, then it is done with disadvantage. Like, if you were aiming for the big spider's eye,
called shots are harder.
Yeah, called shots are harder. So, grabbing
it's either disadvantage or
what were you actually wanting
AC.
to do with the spider?
I wanted to grab the spider, shout at the mother spider, see if I could get its attention, and like have the torch in my other hand. So I'm going to burn them.
You're going to try and hold the little spider hostage.
Pretty much. That's what I was
What a
thinking.
rogue thing to do.
I don't think the mama cares.
Thing to think about when it comes to sleep spell. It targets an area, not a specific creature, right?
I know, Library Mouse. That's why I was only doing it when the big one was in range, so it would only go for the big one.
Okay, if Mama's not gonna care, I'm just gonna dagger the stupid spider. We'll hit it with the scythe.
Well, you don't know if it'll care or not, but
I don't think it will care. It didn't do anything when we killed its babies before.
Can Lilia still hear what it's saying or not?
Yeah.
And not Lilia, Saflin.
Oh, sorry,
Saflin. Yeah, Saflin can still hear when it speaks.
Yep, I still understand it. It was 10 minutes. It's not gotten off yet.
That won't go up during this encounter at all.
Yeah, as long as that spell doesn't go out, we have time to go back to sleep.
You've probably heard it like just saying random.
Yeah, it's creatures within 20 feet of a point I choose for the sleep spell. So as long as I'm picking a radius that doesn't include my party members, I'm okay. Which is what I've been doing.
Yeah, when it dropped on Luna, it said "Munchy Crunchy,"
and Luna was probably like, "Ow!"
Yeah, I'm also hearing Luna and Moro this entire time. Also, if they say anything.
Spider!
Okay, spider behind me is dead, I think.
All right. You did a 9 to hit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Which let me
They're
double
tiny.
check, but I think that misses.
Oh crap.
That misses.
Okay, well I'm still setting fire to this fucking web, and I keep swearing. I'm sorry. I don't like spiders.
No worries. You can cuss.
How are you gonna set fire?
Yeah, how are you planning on setting fire?
It's a cussing kind of stream.
I was going to use the tinderbox or the torch to set fire to the web.
Ah, okay.
The spider can
keep
bite
in mind,
you because you're literally bending down with a flint and steel and trying to set fire to the little bitty web.
Roll a performance check for that.
I was also going to say, keep in mind, if you burn that web, you might be going down and hard.
You're on the web right now.
Yeah, I'll have to do some like acrobatic shit to get back down.
Performance 13. Let's see. The 13. I need to come up with a.
Yep, grapple attack.
Because I do need to get back down. I really don't like this web up here.
I have fire resistance, and nobody's in this party knows fireball.
We're gonna say to light it with that. This is a really strong web, so we're gonna say you need a 15 to burn.
So you don't get to burn it.
I'm glad somebody is having fun, Library Mouse.
Yeah, if you want to burn it with Tinderbox, you'd need a 15 performance check. Say that.
And because you would actually have to bend down, I think the spider would get a chance to bite you. Because you're taking your attention off of it. And
yeah, Library Mouse, I would have had her roll if she was trying to grab it. You're enjoying this combat. Great. All right. So, anything else you want to do, San?
I thought that little spider was going to try and bite me.
Opportunity attack.
Oh, did you climb back down?
No,
No,
because she had to
try
take.
to set fire to the tree. Well, not the tree, the web.
Yeah, Tinderbox is flint and steel. She literally knelt down on the web with a flint and steel in her hand and was trying to set sparks on the web.
Yeah. If you didn't move out of range of the spider, then it wouldn't get an opportunity attack.
Okay.
It depends on where you were trying to light it.
Okay.
I'm literally just standing still. I already tried to.
Okay. So if you didn't move, then it doesn't.
He's a kind DM.
Attack.
Okay, so can... No, the bonus action's not going to help me.
Yeah, we'll say trying to light the web was your bonus action.
Now, you didn't move.
So you could move, but you could provoke an opportunity attack if you do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I want to try and jump between the webbing and try and get back down to the bottom. No, I'm going to stay where I am for now.
All right.
I'll deal with the spider behind me later.
Okay.
Morrow is going to run up and... No, that's the wrong thing.
Run up next to Luna?
Yeah. Try and bite the...
All right, roll to hit.
So...
Ooh.
17, I think, hits, if I remember correctly.
17 hits.
Yep, roll that strength DC.
Strength DC. 10.
Hold on, the wolf has advantage on an attack roll against a creature if at least one of the wolf's allies is within 5 feet.
It definitely hit. It didn't even need to roll again.
So you don't need to roll a second one.
Oh, okay.
8 damage.
Yep.
Actually, you can... Actually, go ahead and roll again, just in case you get a nat 20.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
18.
18. Okay.
With 10.
We'll take the 10 damage then.
10.
Since that's the higher one.
Woo.
In the future, you can hold Shift and then click it to roll with advantage, or Control and click. We'll roll with disadvantage.
Okay, Meteor. As weird as it sounds, the spider had this wolf run up, bite it, lift it up off of its legs, and slam it onto the ground. So the spider is currently wiggling around on the ground on very unsteady footing. It's prone. It is laying on the ground. Its movement is half, or it can stand up as an action. And it has disadvantage to attack rolls, and things have advantage to attack it.
Yeah.
So it is currently prone. So Morrow nipped at its legs, and it caused it to kind of fall.
Yeah.
Kick its
That's
legs
what
out
the strength
it's
save.
An action to become unprone? I thought it was half your movement.
You can. It's just stand.
Okay.
I think that uses half the movement.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Damn, it's too bad that Luna can't attack again. Not Luna, that Morrow can't attack again.
Yep, uses half your movement to stand up from being prone. Or
That's
you can crawl for half your movement.
So
and remain prone, yeah. Because I think attacking something that's prone is attack to disadvantage, right?
Attacking something that's prone, you get advantage.
Oh, okay.
Even with range, that's not something that carried over from 3.5.
I was gonna say, I couldn't get ready to attack the spider behind me, could I? Up in the web.
You did your action
you did your
try
action and bonus
action. Yeah, readying uses your action.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright. So Morrow did 10 damage. Now we're on to Saflin.
You are right, Fire. Ranged attacks further than 5 feet away do have disadvantage against a prone creature.
I thought
Yep.
something had
misread.
disadvantage against prone.
It is harder
Yeah,
to hit.
I misread.
Right. Because it's effectively considered as having partial cover because it's a smaller target.
Yeah.
But this ain't a smaller target.
I know, that's the funny thing, but...
I mean, it's also a spider that has now been, knocked to the ground, which is even funnier to think about.
Point of order. This big spider. Is there one above where the big spider is, or is it just the one off in the ones off in the distance?
One what?
Spiders. The little ones and the big ones.
You're only seeing the... Are you asking if there's a second big spider?
I'm asking if there's a second spider near the big spider.
No.
No.
Okay, because I wasn't entirely sure where San was. Because San's not labeled.
San is over
down here.
San is down at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out.
I guess you're not zoomed out enough.
Curio.
Can I go ahead and do a medicine check? And I wanna know if this spider is even a little bit damaged.
Okay. Roll medicine.
Luckily, it's been bitten,
15,
smacked, shot.
It looks fairly bloody. It's not like on death's door, but it's definitely hurt.
Crap.
Then, I'm going to pick a spot that is that has the spider within 20 feet, but none of my allies, and I'm gonna cast sleep at 2nd level.
Okay.
So that means I'm gonna put it
what area
here,
over there,
and it's a radius of 20 feet. So I think if I put it over here, everybody else will be outside of it.
5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10.
Because I want to get the spider on the edge of it and nobody else.
5, 10, 15, 20.
It's my intent.
I think you're in that range, but I don't
No,
know if
I see
Aurora
24.
is. 5, 10, 15, 20. All right,
yeah,
that
see?
area there? Okay, so it would
get there we go.
Yep.
All right,
that
so
works.
roll your 5d8.
And it's going to start on the smaller one, because it always starts lower
did
in
you
point.
say 1st level or 2nd level?
Second level.
2nd, okay, so 7d8.
Oh, I messed up on the thing. It would have been like there, because it's centered on the point.
Okay, cast at 2nd level.
Ooh, that was very
a lot of words.
Starts on the smaller one, unfortunately.
Yeah, but at least the smaller ones have one hit point.
That didn't roll, it just...
Oh, it just did a thing.
Yeah.
Weird.
Just roll 68. You can do it on the left side of the beyond thing.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to.
Just
I told it to cast at the spell slot, and it removed the spell slot, but it didn't do a value.
78?
Yep. Each slot above...
gains an additional 2d8, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, does it start at 5?
Yeah.
I've already said it started at 4. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so d8.
Or you can type it and roll 20 if you want to. /roll.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it to add the numbers. Here we go. 78. Jesus, that's loud.
See, we're not seeing anything.
Yeah, I don't think that helped.
Here. If in Roll20 in the text chat, type /roll
space
7d8.
Okay, it told me custom roll 20 on mine, but I don't know why it didn't.
But it didn't send it. How weird!
It didn't send it.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I
said to send to everyone.
So you got 20 then for 78.
Yeah.
That is a low roll for 78.
Yeah, it's not great.
All right, and it takes the...
Yeah, and I'm never doing that again because that was so freaking loud in my ears.
Oh, because it rolled all of them right there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see priority.
It's slowest, so it takes the smaller spider first.
Like, I don't know why that doesn't roll it.
Yeah.
For the thing.
So the smaller spider...
So weird.
...is asleep.
and that just takes 1 hit point. So if the large spider has 19 or less, it'll fall asleep.
It probably doesn't.
It's not actually over there. Just I needed to move it real quick.
Why do you not cast?
So that one is asleep.
Oh, this is how I should have done it. Never mind. I should have done that and then the 2d8.
Oh, hey. Yeah, there's a 5d8.
But that's how that would have worked.
Yep.
So well, now I figured out how it rolls.
Nifty.
Okay.
Well, see, we didn't get to see the other one, so they didn't count.
All right, the small spider is asleep. Mama is not.
Mama has more than 19 hit points.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, at least I know how to roll it now going forward.
Nifty.
Lily, you need to move your person as well.
You need to what?
She needs to move her character because her character hasn't moved.
If she wants to.
Yeah, didn't need to move.
Oh, I thought you were moving over here.
No, that was where I was setting the radius of my spell.
When she casts sleep, she picks a point that's centered of that radiant burst of
I get to pick a point 90 feet away from me that creates a radius 20 feet away from that point.
And anything in that circle, that radius gets pushed to sleep if they have the amount of hit points or less.
Okay.
Correct. Which unfortunately I rolled low, so it just took care of this one little one.
Which didn't really help all that much, but
nope, doesn't do anything really.
Was it on the ground, Meteor?
He's asleep for a minute.
It was on the ground, yes.
Darn.
It's asleep for a minute.
The only one that was up in the air was the one next to San because it saw her there and went to her.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I will go ahead and use my movement to back away, and that's my turn. Because I can't do anything else. I'm just gonna back up. Here. Yeah.
All right, then Curio, you are up, and you are up in the air at the moment.
Yep. 30 feet.
Can you jump 30 feet and not die?
Yes.
With cat reflexes?
Really need to.
He could climb down instead of jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would be less risky.
Behind me.
Do you really want me to do the spider on you? Actually, son, you got this? Question mark?
Or do you need help? He's actually asking you.
Yeah, I'm asking in character. Son, you got that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So 30 feet down.
Then I'm going to use my movement boost to get my double movement back with feline agility so I can scamper down this tree and then move to attack said spider. I'm assuming the spider is a 3x3 square there.
It is 3x3.
Okay, so I'm in range to hit it. Okay. Can't do any of my cool stuff.
Attack
but
that
I
sucker.
can at least attack twice. Second one might have been okay.
17 hits, if I remember correctly.
So first one misses, second one hits.
6 damage.
For 6 damage, okay. Alright, anything else?
I really want to know how much HP that spider has.
Nope, that was a move, that was an attack, and that was a bonus action.
Alright, then it is Aurora's turn.
We know Aurora it has more than 19, that's all we got.
He's going to move up to it, since he can reach it for the first time.
Yep.
And he is
Wait, where was Aurora?
He was 1 square back, right there.
And his movement is what?
His movement is 30 feet.
5, 10. Hold on. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Dang it, can't get behind it because he'd have advantage if he could get behind it. Oh well. Go ahead.
How would he have advantage if he's behind it?
Flanking.
Okay.
There's allies on this side of the spider, and he would be on the
Gotcha.
opposite side.
Gotcha. Okay. So he is going to
Fire said
use
BRB.
his great sword to attack.
Does he still have that something smite?
Yep.
He does have the branding smite on, and he rolls a 9 to hit.
Oh, that doesn't hit.
Yep. He still has the branding smite.
And he doesn't get a second attack, right? I don't think so.
I don't believe so.
So yeah, I'm just double checking his stuff.
Now, see what he can do now
He does not
is now he can do the Champion's Challenge. Now that it's close enough to attack multiple things, and then the spider would
only focus on him.
Yeah, try and focus on him because it would be harder for it to hit everything else.
Yeah, I think he'd do that.
And the Champion's Challenge, he should still be able to concentrate.
All right, so the spider needs DC 12. It rolls a 12.
Darn, that was the save.
Yep, plus 0. So it rolled exactly what it needed.
Yeah. It's worth a shot there, Aurora.
We're trying.
Okay. So
all he has to do is hit, and he will be able to do so much damage.
Yep.
All right. So then,
how many spell slots does he have left, Meteor? He's done Searing Smite.
He has 1, or he has 2 spell slots left. Or
no, he should only have 1. He used Compelled Duel and Searing Smite.
Yeah, that's right, just 1. I didn't mark off Compelled Duel.
Okay.
If he does Compelled Duel, then
is it concentration? Then he wouldn't do that. I didn't know it was concentration.
He actually didn't use Compelled Duel. He used Champion's Challenge.
Oh yeah, that's a Channel Divinity. Okay,
that's a Channel Divinity, so he's fine.
So that gets marked off.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Lily.
That's right. So it wasn't a spell.
Okay, so yeah, 2 slots.
Channel Divinity. Okay. So that was his attack. And now we get to the spiders. So first off, we're going to go with this spider down here next to Sun.
I hate you.
It gets to do stuff.
And it is going to roll to attack.
14.
It rolls an 18 to hit. So it does 1 damage. And then you need to roll a Constitution saving throw. A 4 does not save.
You get poison.
So you get to take
extra damage.
10 poison damage.
Ouch.
Little spider has big poison glands, it sounds like.
It gets a D8 plus 3 poison damage, and it rolled a 7.
Yeah.
Random
so you
thought.
took 11 damage.
I'm at 7 health.
Random thought. Would spider poison be good for potion making?
It's a poison gland.
Venom.
You can extract later.
It'd be the same sort of thing as the snakes.
I'm collecting them after.
All right. So
And we have to kill it first.
We survive.
We have to kill it first.
I'm just saying I'm collecting them after.
We have to kill it first. We've been on this combat over an hour.
20, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15.
Where all these extra spiders come from? They were hidden.
They were all
Why is-
on the edge
why
of
is
the
the
map.
one at-
Yeah,
why is
they
the
were.
one that was asleep moved? The one that was asleep.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah,
one
you're
that
right.
was asleep is
You're right.
still.
He should not be moving.
Yeah.
He can roll to wake up, though, right?
I don't know.
Well, it put the description in the chat like 3 times. Let's read it.
Yeah, I'm trying to read it.
Until the spell ends, a sleeper takes damage or someone uses an action to shake it awake.
Yep. Because
So
it's
no.
magical.
It does
Okay.
not get to save.
So he is just asleep over there.
Yeah, if
Yep.
it was normally asleep, then us fighting and stuff might wake it up, but it's under magical. It has been compelled to sleep.
So they didn't attack. So they are actually going to dash
To get closer.
to get closer. And this one it's gonna go there.
Poor Callan.
Actually, that one is going to go here. Because you are the closest one to it. And it can go over the tents like normal since they have spider climb.
Yep.
Okay. And then it is the giant spider's turn. And let's see, who is it going to attack? Who did damage to it?
Me. And I'm next to it.
Yeah, you were the most recent one to do damage, so it probably would go to you. So come on.
Oh. Zaflin. Tell it I said it's Mama spins cobwebs.
Actually, it needs to roll. Hey, it finally got its web back. So it is going to try to web you, Firedale.
Is it a ranged attack?
Yeah, actually, it's a range attack, so it would.
Are you sure you want to do
that? No.
It's disadvantaged, right?
I would get to smack it. As would the wolf and the cat and Aurora.
He would either have to do it with disadvantage or move back to hit you guys with it. But he does currently have it. And he is going to just attack you normally then. But he does have that back. So what is your AC?
17.
A 16 to hit misses.
Yep.
And
oh, you no longer provoke? Is that right, Mouse? You don't provoke by using a ranged attack in melee range?
I hadn't heard of that. I just thought it was attack with disadvantage.
Chat disconnected again because I don't see that anywhere.
Yeah, I
in the
don't
chat.
see it either.
No, I was asking because I know Mouse was here watching.
Gotcha.
And I just looked up opportunity attacks. See, previously, if you used the ranged attack in melee range of an enemy, it would provoke an opportunity
I think
attack.
it would just be disadvantage. All right, so that is the spider's turn. Now we're going to go to Callan. Because it is not going to move away at this time. All right, so Callan is going to...
Yep, it looks like they removed that.
Yeah, range attacks in close combat. It's just disadvantage.
Yeah, so that was my memory from 3.5 carrying over that doesn't exist anymore. So it's good to know.
Yeah, you only get opportunity attacks if you're moving out of
moving
melee.
away. Yeah. I guess it's fewer rules to remember, fewer special instances.
All right. So he's going to use Thunder Wave again. And do a... And he did not save this time. So it's going to do 2d8 damage and push it... how far does it push it? 10 feet away from him? So...
Are you talking about the big spider?
Yep. 5, 10.
And the little spider needs to make a save too.
Oh yeah, every creature within 10 feet? Or 15 feet? Okay.
Well, it's a 15-foot cube centered on him, so it's the 9 squares with him at the center. It's a 3x3.
Yeah, so all those spiders.
Isn't that him?
Yeah. So he pushed the big spider away, and all those little spiders would get
The cube is
too.
there. That's a 15-foot cube.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was 15 radius.
Yep, and takes
not diameter.
2d8.
So that one... Oh, I guess if it takes damage, then it's just dead.
Yep.
It doesn't get pushed at all. So it flies that way and dies. And then...
Acts into the bottom of the tree and
I
goes...
really wish Roll20 had a way to easily do like 20-foot circles and stuff.
7 damage. 7 thunder damage to Mama.
And we all hear thunder.
Yes. There's a loud
right
burst
next
of thunder.
to us.
Alright. And then he's going to use his bonus action to have the Force Ballista do an attack. Which is... 4 to hit. So it misses. And that will end his turn. Lilia, you are up.
Toll the Dead again.
It's your turn.
I know.
So
Toll the Dead again.
Toll the Dead.
Oh.
Please tell me it doesn't roll over 12.
Wisdom save. It does not save from that.
8 damage.
And you do 8 damage. Lilia, how do you want to do this?
Wait, did I kill it?
You killed it.
It's necrotic damage, if that helps.
It's necrotic damage, so I guess... I don't know.
Rot damage.
Just...
Yeah, basically make it rot from the inside out or something cool.
Yeah, it's just starts... I hit it with the necrotic damage and it just starts to rot and decay and crumple into...
Which is ironic for a spider. Because that's how spiders eat their victims.
You cast Toll of the Dead, and it hits it right in the face. And its body from its face just starts decaying, starting at its face and moving backwards, down the legs, down the thorax, and to its abdomen. And it just
shrivels up
in front of you.
And it floats away like Voldemort at the end of Harry Potter.
And
we still have the little ones to clean up.
I know.
Out of its carcass,
Ew!
5 more spiders appear.
Ew.
Meteor, are you telling me that the giant spider was a bunch of smaller spiders in a suit?
Have you ever squashed a spider and had dozens of spiders come out of it?
Yep. Please no.
That is what happened.
No, I've never had that happen.
We can make potions of invisibility now.
Image,
we have
though.
fermented spider eyes.
So, Mama is dead.
Okay, well, I for my
the
bonus
encounter goes on.
The small ones are easy. We got this, says Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
I can only do one attack per turn, so.
Luke says, nope!
If we
Library
kill the
Mouse says, come on, the small ones are easy. Yo, got this!
You can kill the small ones, and then you can have them for practice to get the venom out. Think about it. There's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We
6,
have
7,
killed a
8.
lot of small spiders. These are just the ones that are currently alive. Remember, he's been removing the ones we've been killing.
Yep.
Well, needs to bring them back so we can actually pick them up.
Oh.
You'll be able
If
to
anybody would like to assist me with the ones near me, I can only hit one of them.
Okay, well,
I can't hit both.
I have a thing that I'm going to be doing. I still haven't done my bonus action yet. So I am going to cast Healing Word on San, which it's a 60-foot radius.
Okay. Radius?
Or 60-foot range, sorry.
Okay.
So she's 25 from me and 30 up, so that's 55.
Yep.
I should still be able to.
That works.
So that's my bonus. Pardon?
How much am I healing?
8.
We'll take the first one you did, which is 9.
Oh, I guess I double clicked it, so 9. Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
and then
back up to 6 now. I'm still missing 2 points, but that's fine.
Okay, so then I guess with Luna, I'll go up
you rolled
to.
max. That's why it's got the green square around it.
I'll go up
combat,
to
if people are a little bit down, I can Song of Rest.
Yeah.
Here and bite.
Okay. 22 definitely hits.
Squishy spider guts.
Dead.
Now just think of that next time Luna decides to lick your cheek. Squishy spider guts.
I'll brush your teeth out first.
Fido, I am going to smack you.
Does anyone know prestidigitation?
Alright, so now we're back up to the top of initiative for the lair action. Let's see what happens.
If you get another big spider, I'm going to kill you.
At least the big spider can't heal stuff.
So
Please tell me we don't get. Oh no, we can't have more baby spiders, can we?
The boss is dead?
No, that was the last one.
That would normally heal the big spider, which does not happen.
Do a different one. If it's not eligible at all.
Looking at these, I think there's only one that would be eligible.
The creature must be present as it's the one using the lair.
Okay.
Oh.
So it can't do lair action.
So once the
Correct,
boss
it's
is
gone.
dead. Interesting.
Okay.
I thought it was the area, not the boss that was activated.
Yeah, I was thinking it was area too. But yeah, the only one left that could be done without Mama there would be the floor becoming covered in webs.
Okay,
so Meteor, question.
Yep.
Question.
There's the wording.
Since Mama Spider's dead now, what was her HP? I am curious.
88.
Oh my god.
You had 88 HP.
Yeah, sleep would never have worked until it was down to a quarter.
So it was basically a normal giant spider, doubled and maxed HP.
Cool.
Okay.
And how much was it able to heal on that lair action?
I think it healed for 6 or 7.
I mean, what's the
That's
roll?
not awful.
The roll to heal is 2d8 or 2.
Wow.
2d6. 2d6.
Okay, that's a little more reasonable.
Yeah, 2d6. And it rolled pretty well.
So holy crap!
Oh, she critted. That spider is
dead.
Way more than dead.
It's
good. So
she sent it dead to the afterlife and then further.
You're just like, you just poisoned me, you bit me and hurt me, and I'm gonna send you, I'm gonna just absolutely dissolve your body into dust.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why it keeps adding sneak attack.
I just clicked the button on the side.
Oh,
So...
okay.
Okay, now that I am free from that, can I jump back down now?
Climb down?
Yep, you can climb or jump down. Jump would probably make you take damage.
What about acrobatics?
Roll athletics.
She could do athletics
yeah.
check. Yeah.
You could do acrobatics if you want to jump down, or you can climb down.
I got a
10.
With a 10, you would take 4 damage.
Yeah, that's fine. I can get healed in a minute.
She jumps down. She does the hero landing. And then you understand.
Breaks her kneecap.
Yep. You understand why that's bad on the knees.
Yep.
Now I know how, what's her name? Yelena feels about Black Widow doing it.
You were feeling so confident after absolutely destroying that spider. You tried to do like a jump down and do like the superhero landing, and it absolutely failed at it.
I hit my knee off a rock.
You're like, oh, my knees. Oh, that really hurts. I shouldn't have done that.
Oh, was it Peter Griffin or is it Lois in Family Guy?
It was Peter that did the holding his knee and rocking back and forth.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Now, Saflin, destroy that spider.
Saflin, you're up.
Well, I did ask her if she had this.
Hold on.
She had it.
Tomorrow. I have
tomorrow. Oh, right.
Oh, true. My bad.
Go kill a spider.
I'm gonna go here and
bite a spider. I'm guessing because bite has more.
Ooh. Good luck, Maru.
She misses.
Yeah, that's kind of dangerous to do.
I mean, if somebody else wants to fight the one by me, I can put the rest of them to sleep.
7 to hit misses.
Yeah, but then you'd also be putting Maru to sleep, wouldn't you?
Not if I put my radius far enough out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Mara missed, and I aimed for this one, so...
Okay.
Yeah, put him to sleep.
So, now it's Saflin's turn.
Don't worry about me, because you can't put me to sleep, because I'm a drow. I don't fall asleep to it.
I want to try to catch as many of these as possible.
Would doing sleep affect the one that's already asleep? Would that wake it up?
No.
Would it extend its sleep?
No.
Okay.
It's already unconscious.
What's the
It's already unconscious. I'm not going to be impacting it again.
What's the save?
There's no save.
It's me rolling the dice, and if their HP is below what I roll, it pulls from that pool until the pool is depleted.
And since she defaults to 5d8,
yeah, that automatically.
And it does from the lowest hit points.
It's at least 5, yeah.
Yeah.
So that would put all of them to sleep.
Yeah, and it does from the lowest. That's the priority that the spell chooses.
Yeah, it's
and they're all 1 HP, so they're all going down.
Yep.
19. By the way, I will tell you, Lily, the last sleep you did, Mama had 20 HP.
Was 1 over.
Oh, shoot!
You were 1 off from putting Mama's to sleep.
Technically 2 off because I had 2 targets.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 was used up from the other spider.
Well, you had you 20 to start with.
Yeah, you rolled a 20, and Mama's health was 20.
Okay.
Yeah, so the other spider being there ate it.
Yeah, because originally I was only trying to get the big one in the range, but y'all had it, so I had to get 2 of them in range, so it is what it is.
Yep.
I was specifically only trying to get 1 target to guarantee
I tried to figure out how to move that circle so that little one wasn't in range.
Yeah.
Mara tries to bite it, but all of a sudden they fall asleep.
Yeah, they're all asleep now.
They're all asleep.
The one next to me is just gonna try to hit me. It's fine.
Okay.
Whatever.
So
I have no bonus actions remaining. I can't do anything.
And that was your action?
Yep.
Okay.
I have no movement. I have nothing left.
Curio, you're up.
Go kill the spider behind Saflin. Before it gets the chance to hurt her, 20, is my thought.
25, 30. And I attempt to smack at a spider.
All right, roll to hit.
Before he smacks Saflin in the back of the head.
I was about to say I attempt to smack at a spider again, but I think that's safe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that
hit.
was
And it's smush.
30.
That spider is dead.
There.
And
And
guess
since
what?
Now
the
y'all
rest of
can
them,
you can freely mop up the rest of them because you have
Yep.
advantage on each of them
the
that
rest
are
of them
asleep.
are asleep. So you kill the rest of them. I'm not going to make you go through turns to do that.
You get advantage to hit them for 1 damage.
And if you hit it, you crit. So they are
it's an auto
squished
crit.
if we hit.
What are we doing about the one in the tree? Or
It's on the ground, just asleep.
Yeah, it's on the ground.
Oh, it's on the ground.
Okay. It's on the ground asleep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna stab.
Stab, stab.
You sounded like Nihon right then.
Good
Actually,
thing, because I have exactly 1 spell slot left, and I have nothing else.
Gonna come over
I'm tapped out.
I was like, oh my god, all the spiders, all the spiders.
Okay, who's down? Who needs healing?
I wouldn't even worry about healing because you're going to sleep.
I'm performing a song of rest if we somehow need to.
I don't care. We are moving. I am not.
We were interrupted out of sleep.
So this area is safe now. You can stay here.
This area is clean.
So can I go around and collect the spiders for practice?
Yeah, if you guys want to roll investigation to see if anything is here that you might want to loot.
I go back to sleep.
All right.
Wow, I find absolutely nothing.
Lilia finds nothing.
I rolled a 19.
Oh, wait. I will help while I'm awake, but I'm a groggy kitty, so don't
Aurora
blame me.
finds nothing.
Where's it at?
Callan.
Is it investigation?
Yep.
Yep.
I find nothing.
His investigation.
You're distracted by everything.
I told you
else
I'm
right
a
now.
groggy kitty.
You found a butterfly.
He's just fascinated by the decaying spider
doesn't have investigation.
I'm fascinated by my eyelids.
14.
Okay, so I've got a 19. Morrow has a 22 perception.
All right.
Morrow has a 20.
So
He doesn't have investigation, so it's done.
Off in the corner, Saflin, you find a little cocoon that has like little puffs of smoke coming out of it.
Oh my god, it's a face hugger.
Guys, there's another one over here.
Kill it with fire.
Somebody else come kill this.
You want to try and open it up?
I kind of want Callan to mage hand that, or whatever the equivalent is. Unseen Servant, if he has it.
Yeah, so it's like up here.
Can he
Callan,
move
don't touch
his
that with
ballista?
your bare hands.
Can he move his cannon and shoot at it?
Just in case, I wouldn't recommend shooting it. There might be someone in there.
A cocoon?
It might be a person that needs to get out.
Oh.
Yeah, so Callan's not going to touch it.
No, I want him to send an Unseen Servant to touch it. I don't want him touching it with his bare hands.
Yeah, he could cast Unseen Servant, sure.
That is what I recommended.
All right.
If he has the spell slots.
Yep, he does. So he casts Unseen Servant, and a little ghostly butler appears. And Callan's like, Go check out what that is! Cut it open!
Servant, we don't know what it looks like.
And so the servant goes over, cuts it open, and there is someone's corpse there inside.
Loot it.
Freshly digested.
Let's loot it.
All right.
So I guess another investigation?
With Lily's... I'll still use Lily's 19.
For a second I got on that one.
So Lily goes up to it, and so it was smoking, right? So it seems the smoke is coming off of the armor itself that the guy was wearing.
Mithra?
So
burn my hands when I touch it with my fire resistance.
So you can get I'll just tell you what it is right now. It is smoldering armor.
Okie dokie.
So
find
smoldering armor. Just wisps of harmless, odorless smoke rise from the armor while it's warm.
Yep. It looks cool.
Okay.
what piece of
Stick
armor
in the
is
bag of
it?
holding.
Yeah, what type of armor?
I will let you guys decide what type of armor it is.
Is
based
it
on whoever's
leather? Is
wearing
it hide? Is it?
It can be any leather or any armor.
It's a modifier
it can
to
be
armor.
any armor piece. Yeah. So it's just a modifier to an armor piece.
Let's just
It's-
stick it in the
Okay.
bag of holding.
It's cosmetic magic.
Yeah. It does nothing special other than it smokes.
Question
then
For
also-
performance.
What's that?
Could be good for a performance.
Yep.
True.
Or a sleight of hand.
Special
So you
special
can
effect.
decide what kind of armor it is. It would basically just be that basic armor piece. That's
I would probably say that it's a form of light armor. One of the light armor options.
okay. And
So
then
either
you also
leather or padded armor.
you also find a knife on him that is made out of wood.
Is it a knife or a dagger?
It is a knife,
Okay.
Okay.
but it
Can
looks
we attempt-
dull.
Can we attempt to identify said knife?
Yeah, Callan has one slot left, so he could.
Oh, I
attempt
was
to identify
gonna
on
say just an Arcana check, like observe it,
it. You
Arcana
can roll
or-
Arcana if you want.
or history or whatever it is.
I'd say Arcana to see if it's magical or not.
I'll do a history.
Okay, not me.
Nope.
Our rolls today.
It's only a 10.
I don't think I get it either.
Nope. I have no clue what it is.
Aurora rolled pretty well. He can tell that it is magical.
Okay.
Okay, now we give it to Callan.
Okay, let me see. I'm
Question.
trying to
Question.
look at my list.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ask away.
Are we only allowed to have one investigation for an area? Because I really do want spider parts.
You can
Oh, yeah, that's
roll to loot the corpse.
looking around. That wasn't for looting.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was just looking for loot. That wasn't
Looting would be
the corpse.
what? Medicine, nature, something,
Probably
survival.
I'd say
One of those?
survival.
Okay.
The harvest.
We're trying to harvest parts. It makes sense.
Sorry, give me 1 second.
From
I have a
beasties.
list somewhere.
Okay, she don't need help.
I got it.
Get me some spider parts, please and thank you.
Yeah, I'm
it was
collecting
just
them for you.
999.
Since I only
Okay.
got one
So
snake sack.
you collect some venom from the spider.
Venom
Collect some
sacks.
venom in some vials and hand them off to Lilia.
You also let me
Spinnerets.
see. I actually have something here.
I would have been fine just giving me the spiders.
I swear, if I have
So,
nightmares tonight about spiders, it might
roll-
kill me.
Roll 3d6, please.
Who?
Okay.
I'll do it.
Whoever was harvesting it.
That
Oh.
was me with the 22. So 3d6.
To see how many successful ones.
To see what you get from it. I have
All
a
right,
list
so
here.
let's see. Roll 20. When it's you said it was slash roll.
Yeah, /roll space 3d6. All right.
5.
2, a 1, and a 2.
Not a great
All right.
roll.
So you get, let's see, 2 damaged eyes.
Okay, question. Because I said I would prefer to just have the spiders. Why are we breaking them down?
I think this is the big
This
one.
is the big one. This is the big one.
Oh,
This is
Okay.
the mama spider.
can I not just take the babies and shove them in my vials?
Yeah, you could get
We
the
were doing the
babies
big
and-
one.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can gather all the babies up, that's fine.
okay.
Won't even have you roll for that.
What do I roll for that?
So then you also
He said
I'm not gonna have you roll
won't
for that
have
at
you
all.
roll for it.
Okay, how many babies were there then?
We'll say you find 10 of them.
that weren't totally destroyed and smashed and everything else.
So you got 2 damaged eyes from Mama. You got some brittle webbing. And you also get another 8 black eyes, which are high quality.
Nice.
So 6.
Yep. So 2 damaged ones, and then 8 like
And 8
pristine
good ones.
black eyes,
and a little bit of the brittle webbing. Okay.
Yep.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass all of that over to Lilia.
All right, and then you wanted Callan to identify the knife?
Yes, please.
What are you passing over to me, Lily?
The 2 damaged eyes, brittle webbing, and 8 pristine black eyes.
So Callan uses his last spell slot to cast Identify
from a giant spider
on this dull wooden knife. And it is called a wooden knife. So this is a fun little item. It cannot be used as a weapon. It is too dull to damage anything. It is made out of wood, and it cuts through wood like butter.
Oh my god. Okay. So it's a wood cutting knife.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ultimate
perfect whittling knife.
It's the ultimate tree chopper.
It's a wood cutting knife.
Yeah. Okay, so that goes in the bag of holding.
Yeah, it just looks like a dull like butter knife made out of wood. And it just, if you try to use it on wood, it just cuts through it like it's nothing. Anything else, it can't cut whatsoever.
We will never have problems with firewood again.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
So you should be able to add that to your inventory.
Yeah, I stuck it in the bag of holding.
Just don't show it to our Trent friend.
Yeah.
And I've got 10 baby spiders, which I'm sure I can try and extract the venom from as well.
Yeah,
right?
you can do that.
You got
whenever.
all the time you need.
You can take your time and be methodical with those.
From harvesting the giant spider, you also got like 2 vials of venom.
Okay. Those are also at Lilia.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are we almost finished up? Because it's almost 3 o'clock.
Yeah, we're almost finished up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that combat took a while.
Yeah, that took a lot longer than I expected it to.
I had to step away, and I was like, okay, if this goes on too much longer, I'm gonna need to say I gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing we're gonna do the long rest when we get back next time.
We can just long rest right now.
Yeah, if everything is
just
clear.
resolve it now. We're good.
Yep, resolve it now.
And then go back to sleep.
Like 10 minutes, we're good.
Yep.
Oh, do we have to hit long rest again?
Yeah, you have to hit it twice to confirm it.
Yeah, push it once.
No, what I mean is we long rested before the actual combat happened.
We didn't get our long rest.
Okay, so we do it again.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, you were in your tents for like 30 minutes to an hour before that happened.
Yeah, we didn't get to complete our long rest.
Yeah, that's why I keep talking about the 10 minutes. If you get interrupted for too long, then pretty much got to start all over.
Okay.
We are going to go ahead and end the video here, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the first boss lair encounter of the campaign.
If I have nightmares of spiders, I will hate you.
Don't blame Meteor, blame the game.
We will see y'all next
time.
time.
Go eat food.
Bye-bye.
Blame Mouse. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Bye. See you maybe next Friday?
No, we're not.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, so the Friday after. Okay. Bye, everyone.
What's wrong with next Friday?
I'm at work.
Yeah, I think
I can't be there because of Minecraft Marathon. I have to moderate.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
that's right.
I've got work.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
We'll skip next week then.
Okay.
Week after.
Did you have fun?